the only female comic writers.
So
on
yeah,
the entire world.
just let me know when you're gonna go, and you're gonna start it.
Okay.
Because then I'll be
Hello,
ready.
friends and enemies, heroes and villains. Welcome to Epic Realms presents Off the Pod. It's not a podcast, sort of podcast. I am Epic Realms. I mean Nick, and with me today, go ahead and introduce yourself, my good friend.
I am also Epic Realms. I have my Epic Realms gear on. Welcome to the podcast, not quite podcast. And we're joined today by Oct8vious. He's a two-time Off the Pod champion and also a one-time On the Pod champion.
On the pod.
Welcome.
Yeah, you are on the pod champion.
Yeah. I'm on both lists.
That's right.
I was on and off the pod. Clearly.
How do you keep people from looking in the reflection of your glasses to know what you're looking at?
I don't know. They probably just do.
They're like, oh, we're gonna zoom in and get all of Oct8vious's passwords.
I'm looking at you, looking at me, looking at you. So
right?
it's kind of I could kind of see your monitor, but
like this one, and then it's
I don't know.
One,
it's probably not. It's probably not awesome. Who's that? Oh no.
And we're dancing on the controller. We're dancing.
Is that what you do?
Controller. Don't know what these buttons do, but we're doing them anyhow. I'm failing bad, yeah. Failing bad. Nothing like failing bad.
That was some scat.
That's actually one of my more favorite. Kitty Catnix gifting a tier 1 sub to Stream Elements. Hello, Kitty Catnix. Welcome on.
Oh
in.
no! Here she comes. Here she comes.
We both look handsome AF
Stupid.
and leather. Mine's a little bit bigger and a little bit warmer because mine's like a winter trench coat and I haven't worn it in years. I've been wearing it since my Highlander days.
That is not true. Mine is bigger.
No, we're talking about the jackets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mine's bigger and warmer.
It's way more fuzzy? I don't know.
It's more fuzzy. It's nice.
Right.
It's just you feel all comfortable when it's inside.
I do. I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable in my Epic Realms logoed gear that I got for free. Identity Crisis.
You know, you've got this. Okay, we're just gonna start this off with a bang. Hopefully you don't quit after this. But like, so there's this Oct8vious Con thing, right? And like, you guys are doing the thing, and Identity Crisis is like, oh, Oct8vious, you should come and join me. We're gonna do a thing, just the two of us. And you guys had like this war, but at the same time, you guys are like buddy doing this Oct8vious Con thing, and of course, here I'm over here hiding in the backwards, going, "How come I'm not getting invited? Nobody wants me to come." And then,
He literally invited you.
He invited me 2 weeks after I said, why didn't I get invited? Roddy Mama invited me, Identity. Why didn't you invite me? And he's like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, you're invited, sure. So I was kind of an afterthought. So this is kind of like the new logo for Oct8vious Con, Octacon, right there. That's the new logo. That's the official, guys, that's the official logo.
What the actual fuck? That is totally not enough lube. Is that just one bottle? I mean, that doesn't seem like enough. Doesn't seem like enough for me. So I look really good.
So, yeah,
I can rock that.
Now we know that there's no real Oct8vious wars. They're in cahoots together and they're both trying to F me over. That's the whole thing. No. Like, let's just shove Epic out of the picture and we'll just do our own thing and run off together in the background.
Epic does not.
Yeah,
what Epic does? Oh no!
Swings at you, and it scrapes across your armor as you cast your spell.
Go, mithril breastplate, bitch.
Too cool for school. Too cool guys.
Mic drop. Mithril drop.
Mithril drop. Yeah. So yeah, that's the new official.
You don't need an invitation.
I mean, that's true.
You don't need an invitation. You just show up because you are always invited, sir, to everything that I'm doing. And I do mean everything. I mean,
everything. Hello, K. Saral. Welcome on in. And hello, thank you, Lyric. Thank you so much, Mucky.
Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn
oh no, it's a hype.
Yeah, turn.
It's a
turn
hype
it up,
train.
Wait, is this a rerun?
Wait,
Mucky's seen this one before. This is the bit where Monkey cheers 100 bits.
It is. It is. Thank you, Mucky. And by the way, thank you to Mucky who sent me this. By the way, Mucky, thank you so
God
much.
Damn it, Mucky! I knew it was you.
I mean, I may have sent the request with all the attached parts, but you know.
all the attachments, all the attached parts.
So thank you, Mucky.
Epic
for
Realms is always strapping it on, ladies and gentlemen.
Only for Oct8vious prices.
I don't. Yep. I think it's Oct. I don't even know the name of the con. It's Oct8vious, which sounds like something you get at the dentist. I feel like you get like something like that work done. I don't know.
Last fall, I'm not gonna acknowledge that we're almost at a hype train and that I have to eat spicy chips. I'm gonna completely ignore that and go right to the fact that last winter.
Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah.
Wait, is Mucky's future third wife Titty Cat Nix up at this time?
She is. She was in here.
So you see that guy shows
Oh.
up, swings at you, and it scrapes across your armor as you cast your spell.
Go. Mithril breastplate, bitch.
There's no getting out of it. So you know what? I've got the Oct8vious glasses on. I'm gonna see if I can do my best at no selling this. It's not gonna happen. I'm already
use it.
You want because apparently free.
Oh, this one's folded over. All the stuff is inside. You can't see it, but all the stuff is like folded inside.
Oh, it doesn't look like E equals MC anything right now.
No, it doesn't. E equals M.
That is so satisfying.
Thank God for these glasses.
He looks like a hungry boy.
No, I'm not hungry boy.
He does. He
No.
look at how skinny. Look how skinny Epic is.
Epic's trying to lose weight.
Epic can barely fit into that jacket. The jacket's way too big for him. He looks hungry. Looks very, very.
The jacket is a little big for me
hungry.
at this time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, you shrink as you get older, so.
What?
Yeah, you get shorter.
What? No, you don't.
I've lost like 2 inches in the last 5 years.
That okay? In height or length?
Yeah. I'm still like 6, so.
So you're still okay. You're still 6 foot. Oct8vious is 6'2" when I hit you. No, I don't know. I think I always say that, but I think I'm like 6'1" and 7/8. I don't think I'm quite.
Depends on the head bob or the head's at when you're going. I almost said when you're going down, but that's not what I wanted to say.
Well, no, you didn't.
Ooh, that's a spicy chip.
I feel bad a little.
No,
how you doing? How you doing there? Oh no.
Oh, there's an elbow drop right there. Boom! Right on Oct8vious.
I hate that. I hate all. Oh no! Incoming.
Roddy Mama really wants me to eat a second chip. Really does.
Let's see what can I do.
So you can't do anything. You're not even on. You're a guest. You're not in the chat. So you, about a year ago, not even a year ago, half a year ago, you and I met up, and I was like. Thank you, Oct8vious, for gifting Mucky a gift sub. Mucky, greatly.
Sorry, were you saying something?
I was saying that about 6 months ago.
6 months ago? You
I don't know. Sometime over the holidays.
Okay, please continue.
I mentioned. Another. Oh, my mouth is on fire.
We just like to chip you so that you can be located, geolocated. Really,
I see.
That's why we're chipping you.
Am I your dog? Is that what you're saying?
Good boy. You're a good. Whoops. Is that the right way? No, over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good boy. He's a good boy.
Wait, hold on. Wait, put your arm back up there. Put your arm back.
Okay.
Up. Okay. We'll go like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
There we go.
You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Look at you. You're a good boy. Look at you. Good boy. Good boy. That's special effects, folks. Welcome to the We blew the whole budget with that bit. We blew the whole production budget. Ah, money well spent.
Again, thank God for the glasses. My eyes are watering.
You looked hungry.
No, I'm not hungry.
And also, he looks thirsty. He looks thirsty. Thirsty and hungry.
I am. But people.
Yeah. Right? Oh, neither
Holy
of them?
crap.
What? Wait, what?
I don't even know what balls I have. That didn't come out right.
No, it
Neither
doesn't.
of them.
Neither of them. No satisfying end riff hit on the gift sub music. Oh, it must not be long enough. That's what she said.
Whoa. So as I was saying,
Yes.
before my
6 months.
face melted off, as
Yeah.
as I was trying to say. So we
After
sat
that
down and I went, you should do a convention and we'll call it Octocon. And here we are now.
Octocon.
And here we are now.
Octagon.
The Octocon.
We're gonna have a showdown.
A showdown.
Yep. You're gonna be referee, right?
Ooh.
You're gonna be the referee. Special
No, I'm
guest
hanging out with
referee.
Roddy Mama. Roddy Mama invited me, not you guys. So I'm hanging out with Roddy Mama. I'm not even going to be anywhere near you guys because I wasn't invited until I'm.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. I asked
Afterthought.
Identity Crisis if you were coming, and he's like, "Oh yeah, maybe I should invite Epic Realms." I was like, "What the fuck, dude? Yeah, you should invite him." And he was like, "Yeah, I don't know. He might be busy." Is my response. So it was the response. So you're going to be the guest referee, and we're going to get our sabers out, and we're going to have a duel, a gentleman's duel, pistols at dawn.
And you win. I'm going to be biased.
What?
I'm going to be biased.
Really?
Yeah. Well, based on the story you just told me, then you're totally on my side. So yeah, that's all.
Right.
Except
mean,
for this
I'm gonna
picture
take-
tells me otherwise.
let's make
This
it-
picture
let's
tells
make
me
it-
otherwise.
What picture? Well, listen, I'm going to take like 15 chair shots to the head, but yet I'll come back and just win the match with outside interference. Probably Roddy Mama will come in, shoot him in the peen, and then I'll win. That's how it'll work.
If that's what you're going to shoot him in the peen. What are you, a sharpshooter? You can hit really
No.
small targets. Is that the?
Oh my God! Not
Oh.
even here to defend himself.
That's not my fault. That's his fault.
Yeah, that's his fault. Yeah. We're not sad. We don't have tears.
There is a drink refill, by the way, if you want to refill our drinks,
Yeah.
which I didn't go grab, but I have it full.
I've got rum for that occasion.
Just
Doorleys.
a mug of
There it
ale
is.
for me and me mate.
There it is. There's the drink refill.
Okay, well that's fine. It's a refill for me and me mate. Ooh, this has
Dost thou it?
Wait, I gotta pour.
I can
What do
finally.
you-
I mean, I pre-poured mine, but.
Hmm. Okay.
Pre-poured
Whoa,
mine, just
whoa.
waiting.
Whoa, settle down. Okay. Cheers. What do we?
Cheers.
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 Clink.
Cheers.
Clink.
Clinky,
Is it this
clinky.
side?
I don't
I
know.
don't
Oh
know.
yeah. Let's just do this way. This way. It's on your right, other side. Clink.
Clink.
Behind the elbow drop. There we go.
Yeah. Cheers.
That will reset in 1 hour. I better get a bottle by then so I can refill. But
God damn, that's good. Jesus
yes,
Christ.
it's good shit. All right, so let's start.
Yes.
This is off the pod, the not a podcast, like we said.
Right.
Where we're gonna every
It
20
is.
minutes the subject's gonna change, and we're gonna talk about shit and shit.
We're gonna talk.
and we're gonna
Yep.
talk with you guys and chat it up. Yeah, chat
Talking
it up.
about
Yeah.
stuffing shit.
Yes. So unless of course you guys decide you're gonna try and hit level 3, but let's start the timer anyhow. Maybe that won't
Okay.
happen. I don't have to. burn my
That's
face.
fine. That's fine. Let's
So-
do's it.
Subject number 1 is books. Are there any books that,
Books.
like, what's the top book in your mind right now? If I said right now, what's your favorite
Sure.
book? Because it's going to change
Sure.
every time.
It does. It doesn't though. I
Or
would
like, what's your
say-
favorite book of all time or anything like that?
Yeah. Well, favorite book of all time. Favorite read for me is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for some reason. That one is like a very much a nostalgia one. So that's impressed in my mind as my
Is it 50 Shades of Peen? That just a train just halts right there on Mucky McFly.
Lucky made my nipples elongated with that comment. It is not 50 Shades of Peen. That's a weird peen, right? 50 shades of it? Like, why would your peen be 50 shades of a color? Besides, why
Crayons,
would it be gray?
Markers. I don't. 50 Shades.
Yeah.
Well, it's not 50 Shades of Gray. It's 50 Shades of Peen.
Oh, 50 Shades of Peen. Sure. Okay,
so
I got
all
you.
of the different colors of all
of the different
colors.
all the different peens in the world
Yeah, and all the
is
different shades.
just it's an amalgam of peens. That's my peen. That's pretty accurate. But yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Douglas Adams is my desert island type of book. There's Monkey again.
If it's gray, you have bigger problems. That's true.
Yeah, you probably need to see the doctor. I've met really
What?
Mucky. You don't know who I've met. You don't know who I've met. I've had seconds. We are on stream.
We are on stream.
We really need to drink more. Need to drink more for this. So that book, Desert Island book, for that. Also, too, a close second, maybe it's tied, is The Stand by Stephen King. I could probably read that one over and over again. So I don't know what that says about me.
Are you a big Stephen King fan, or is it just The Stand?
No, I'm a big Stephen King fan. And the reason mostly is because you can't catch your own balls, Bucky. So the real reason is because
unless you get your ribs removed to it. But
unless you're, a rock star, which Mucky is, by the way.
That's true.
So we don't know what kind of ribs he has. But yeah, it's basically because Stephen King writes like normal people, right? Like a normal character, like a just everyday person, and then just wreaks havoc and circumstances to try to show you that, maybe evil is within us all or good is within us all, no matter what your situation is. But he skews the situations. The scenes are slowly ramped up to the final showdowns and things like that. And you could see that each little level of where the chaos ends up is just slightly moved, right? Just a tiny bit this way and a tiny bit more and a tiny bit more. And soon by the end of the book, the guy's chopping the door open with an axe and saying, here's Johnny.
What's your favorite? What about movie adaptation of Stephen King? Do you have a favorite movie adaptation?
No, they're all bad. I feel like they're all terrible. I would suppose.
I thought The Shining was a terrible movie, or just a terrible adaptation.
It was a terrible adaptation because I had not read The Shining because of the movie, and I didn't feel like I needed to. But he wrote a sequel to it, right? And then so I went back and I reread The Shining, and because of the sequel, and I was like, this book is way fucking better than the movie will ever be, even though it's one of those iconic Stephen King movies.
I think out of Stephen King movies that were books that were movies, I enjoyed Misery. I hate to say
you enjoyed Misery. Yeah. Sure, Misery is okay. Again, if you read Misery, you know that not a vast bulk, but some of it was the actual Misery story, like the romance novel story, which at the time when I read it, I'm like, and then he caressed her breast, skip, I'm like probably, in my teens, and I'm like, I don't want to read a romance fucking novel, right. Stephen King, what the fuck are you doing? Get back to the story. Let's chop some more ankles sideways. And
and she didn't chop the ankles.
What I wanted.
She crushed him with a sledgehammer in the movie.
Yeah,
sledgehammer, which I think is worse. I think that's worse.
That's
and then
worse,
you watch him walking down the street, and his feet are just wobbling.
Yeah. He's very wobbly there at the time. So yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean that it is a good movie in that you had good actors in the movie, right? Actors and actresses, but yeah, the book is better always, unless you're talking about like maybe The Hunger Games. If you're talking about The Hunger Games, the movie is the same as the book, because Suzanne Collins, right? I believe, author of that. She wrote scripts before, and so the book reads very much like a movie script.
I never read those books, so I don't.
Yeah, the book was when I read the first one, I was like, this is the same as a movie. I'll just watch a movie. It's a lot easier for me to do that, to consume that a lot quicker. And so but there's a lot of adaptations that are bad, and usually the books are better, and it's just there's a definitely a reason.
Do you want me to read this?
Sure.
Mucky's ex used to read Stephen King to him in bed. Needful Things was good. Maybe Mucky needs Octavius to do audio versions for science.
That's funny you bring up Needful Things. There you go with the incremental disaster, right? Just that book really does just makes the evil go in increments, and really has and by the end you're like, this tangled tale is wrapped up with all the characters in there. It's a very, very well done book. I'll do audio versions of anything you want, Lucky, for science.
Even not for science.
Yes, even not for science. I'll do anything for $1. Yeah, right. I'll do anything. See, so Epic Realms put on sunglasses when he first called, and I was like,
and the hat.
Are you
I don't normally wear
and
this
the hat and the hat? And I'm like, are you trying to beat me? And he said, yeah. And then I was also wearing stuff. I was gonna try to be Epic Realms, and so we both had the same idea independently, and so that's why we get along so well. We kind of have a like mind. Unfortunately for Epic, the mind is very, very dirty, and he needs to be. He needs regular checkups to get it cleaned out.
Yeah. That's what Bentley's for. She comes and cleans me up whenever I
want. Oh my God! So yes, anything, Kitty Cat Next, anything for $1. And that's I'll take U.S. or Canadian currency.
Both Canadian, right? Right.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't know, eh? So I think for me, Jim's just like, I'm just moving right along. For me, the number one always is, and I've said it on the stream a handful of times, and with whatnot, is Wizard of Earthsea is so important to me as a person, as far as a book goes, or as far as novels go. A Wizard of Earthsea, Ursula K. Le Guin. I didn't going to school, like, I hated reading. Reading was horrible, because in school they're like, you have to read this, and I'm like, you're telling me what to do. I'm not going to do what you tell me to do. Right. F you. So I hated it. I hated reading. There was never any books, and I had to do like a book report, and I was in the library. I was literally hiding from class in the library, and I was going through and I saw the spine of this book, and I was like, well, this kind of looks like neat art. And I pulled it out, and it has this wizard on it, and there's this dragon in the background. This is really cool art, and it wasn't ginormous. And again, this is middle school, so I mean, that's still. And I started the book, and I was just entrenched. I was engrossed in that book immediately. And I think for probably 10 years, I read it once or twice a year, every year. And of course, when I found out that there were sequels, I read all of the sequels. So I have, I have 3 versions of pretty much almost every book. At least 3 versions of the trilogy, 4 versions of the trilogy, and then multiple of the other ones. So yeah, I love that series head to toe. And speaking of books that got turned into movies, it was a tragedy every time they've tried remaking anything from that, except for the anime that they did wasn't too bad.
Yeah, they tend to, because even if the author gets involved, it feels like they have to chop so much out that somebody cannot put the pieces together in such a coherent way that rivals an author's imagination in the book, I think. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, so that was from your child. So this is to this day, though. I understand that reading is not a huge part of your life. You do read quite a bit. I mean, you do research, you do read quite a bit. It's not like you're reading for a enjoyment, so to speak. And I I've read books, like some of our authors, I'll get advanced copies, and I'll sit down and read them and whatnot. Right. But you do that, for the research, but you end up enjoying them. I know that you've had several authors on your podcast where you've read their book and you're like, Jesus, this was really good. I really can't wait till you have more of it. And the thing about that you guys may not know about Epic Realms, in stark contrast to Oct8vious is that Epic Realms is a very genuine. You're welcome, Sunstrider. A very genuine guy. So he's very sincere when he says if he likes something, he likes it.
Yeah, I mean, if I have a guest on and if I have a guest on, there's probably not something that I don't like of theirs.
Right. Yeah.
Let's be honest.
And that's definitely by design. But yeah, so that book is in your childhood. I had another
that particular book
from middle school, right? You said
middle school,
no.
and without that book, like we wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't play D&D.
Okay.
I wouldn't role play. I wouldn't like
Sure.
fantasy anything. Nothing of that. Like
mm-hmm.
everything, all those games, all the video games and stuff that I like to play,
Sure.
RPG, everything. The podcast and this show wouldn't exist if it weren't for that book. Like that was the catalyst for everything. So
yeah, that's amazing. I don't think, and I could probably, say like middle school is about the time when I decided that I wanted to write and do things like that. And one of the books, there were many, but one of the books too that sticks out in my mind is also from middle school. It was a thick tome. It was the thickest book on the shelf. There it was Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim, right?
okay.
Yeah, and was it Mrs. I think so. Let's see.
Meanwhile, while
it was
Googles
while
the
I
name
looked
of the
something
book,
up. Yes.
we'll just sit back.
Yeah,
and
it was Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats. My memory is such where it is a sloshy, like Jello, kind of a Jello mold that you would get at Christmas time that you just throw away in the garbage because you're like, no, why is there bits and things inside of it? That is what my brain looks like. And so, yeah, it is Miss Frisbee and the Rats of Rim. Anyway, I read that, and I read it from cover to cover. Other ones were like Mouse and the Motorcycle, those kinds of things, Beverly Cleary.
I like that when I was a kid.
Stuff like that. I read a lot of Hardy Boys novels. And Hardy Boys novels were funny because the author of the Hardy Boys novels were a lot of different authors. You've had several authors on your podcast that write series of books, right? And they have their own name on these things, right? So Delilah S. Dawson, for example, some Star Trek books, Star Wars, things like that. They have their own name. Franklin W. Dixon is just a pseudonym for every author that's ever written those books, and it's not the same guy ever. It's just a bunch of people that they hired out, and I don't know where the credit is for them. I don't think it's anywhere. You probably got to dig deep to find out who actually read those. Wow. But that series of characters was just, enthralling for me. I like those. Also, too, I would say Encyclopedia Brown books. I don't know. That was fun little mystery stuff for me. Yeah, but they solve crime. There's a theme, right? Solving some kind of a mystery, solving some kind of a crime. And that was the bulk of the books that I chose to read. And
is there anything that surprised you?
Yeah.
Any books that you were like, you got it and like all of a sudden you read one and you're like, wow, I love this stuff, or like,
okay,
I went to college for mystery.
Yes.
I took a college course for mystery writing, and I was like, and I knew I liked Sherlock Holmes, and I read a bunch of the Sherlock Holmes stuff. But then I started discovering some of these other books that I had heard of. But I would have never on my own read The Maltese Falcon ever in a million years.
No, yeah, right. And
then I'm like, man, this is a great book. Or any of the Father Brown books. I love Father Brown. And then they came up with a BBC show. So is there anything like that for you where you're like, I would have never picked this up, but something happened and I did and I loved it? And where I was going with that was that, so it's thrillers, mysteries, kinds of things. And I didn't read any science fiction. So no science fiction, zero science fiction for me. And then I went to a used bookstore, and there was a bunch of books there. And I'm like, it was 5 books for $1, whatever it was. And I ended up with a bunch of books. I can't remember the names of them, but the one I do remember is Ender's Game, by Orson Scott Card. And anyway, that was my window to science fiction, was Ender's Game. If you guys haven't read the book, the movie is pretty close. They did a really good job with it, even though it got poo-pooed. It's fine.
I enjoyed the movie. Probably I'm biased or whatever, but Ender's Game, Orson Scott Card, very engrossing novel, and there's a series of them, but that one is my favorite, and that opened the door to sci-fi. So I grabbed some Isaac Asimov, I grabbed some Arthur C. Clarke, right? 2010, right? His 2001, 2069, those Space Odyssey books. Redneck Jedi.
You pause the timer. Welcome on in, Redneck Jedi, amazing community member, participates in all of our streams. We try and hit out over there. I was lurking over there and chatting and hanging out earlier a little bit. There he is.
Get your ass back here.
Oh no, Red.
And some Red Dead Redemption on there.
Don't do it, Red. He's a wanted man. Look, right at the top, it says so.
Yeah. He was playing some killer Dead by Daylight earlier today, so.
That's awesome. Getting into
myrtleites and peoples.
Right. Kitty Cadnice likes the Gears of War book series. And so there's a lot of books like Gears of War, right, based on the Gears of War game. There's Halo books, there's different types of books there. I don't know what video game books I would even say. Gosh, I really can't.
Yeah, people in chat, go ahead and say what your favorite books are.
I mean, if you sit and you play the game and you enjoy the content, it's no wonder that you would like, any kind of fiction written about it and things like that.
God, I would love a Red Dead Redemption set of novels.
Sure, why not?
That would be awesome. Actually, the combination of we're talking about the books and Gears of War.
Why not? I mean, yeah, exactly. And that would be something where authors come together and just kind of write stories. There's so many stories to be written for that. I think there's such a rich it's just a jam-packed game with just so many stories and stuff like that.
I know Guild Wars has a book that ties Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2. There's a couple novels out about that, and I know Minecraft has a bunch of novels for Minecraft as well. I started the timer back up again, by the way.
That's okay. I know. Well, I have little do you guys know that I won a Twitch award when they did the Twitch awards, and the award that I won was most muted streamer on Twitch. The most muted streamer on Twitch. Bentley has muted me. You have muted me. Several other people have just plain muted me on Twitch. So it's fine. Start the timer. Start your little timer. It's fine. Do you enjoy movie tie-in books, and specifically meaning a book that's like, this is a prequel to the movie? So for example, when that movie with the for Star Wars, right? The tie-in between the movies, Rogue One, right? Yeah. They had a prequel book for that kind of led some of the characters up to the moments in the movie. Do you enjoy books like that? Do you like that when you watch a movie, you get excited about it and you go back and they got some prequel books, they got some things surrounding a movie or TV show?
If it's a movie I'm super into, the new D&D movie that came out, they released two prequel books for it to give you some backstories, and those were really good. I really enjoyed those. I might have enjoyed those more than the movie.
Interesting.
And I read them before I watched the movie, and it made the movie a ton of fun.
So
some of their stuff. So
I need to go back and do that. That's a great recommendation. I did already watch the movie, and so the movie was okay. It was entertaining. I would say I had an entertaining time. Is it my favorite movie? No, but going back, I didn't know they had two prequel books for that. That sounds good. With the characters,
one of them is set with, it's like the not the druid and not the paladin, it's the rest of the crew, including the thief guy, the Hugh Grant's character is in the book, and it's like they're kind of how they came together and did stuff, and then the movie takes place like 2 years later. So it's a great little story, and then the druids one is really good. It's a different kind of story. It's kind of a discovery of oneself story, and you get to find out why she can shapeshift into an owlbear when no other druids can, and the druids say that's not possible in the book. They say that's like not supposed to happen, and she's like, well, it does for me. So you can tell that the way they put it is, it's kind of like, this is the GM caveat of the story, like, we're gonna be nice, we're gonna let you shapeshift into an owlbear.
I do like
that.
Sounds good. Well, it's a good recommendation. I'll go back and do that. Anybody else who liked the movie, I think you should go back and Epic is very fussy. He doesn't just like anything.
I don't. I am very my games. I'm very picky about my games. I'm very picky about movies. I don't watch a lot of movies.
He's very picky about his rum.
I'm very picky about my rum. A few Identity Crisis. And I am very picky about some of the books that I write the books that I read in my spare time that aren't related to the podcast. I'm picky about.
He's very picky. Hugs in chat for Curly Girl. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, she has to deal with me.
Sow dude.
Curly Girl reads.
Sow dude.
We should have this.
Sow dude.
Oh.
No, it's okay. Sow dude. Favorite authors, guys. Sow dude.
Sow dude.
Stephen King. Stephen King. Hands down. Don't mute me. Stephen King. Are you? Am I muted? Why is he frozen? I think he's frozen right now. Am I muted?
No.
Why did you mute me?
I didn't mute you.
Oh, okay.
Muted. You're not muted. Why would I mute you?
I'll stop throwing a fit. You muted me the first time.
No,
I thought this was
that
a
didn't
repeat.
happen. That didn't happen.
It did happen.
No, that
it
didn't
did happen.
No.
And you were like, "Ooh, the timer's up. Too bad." Zip it. Zip it. So
Favorite
anyway,
authors.
Stephen King hands down. Go. Hands down. The verbiage is amazing. Stephen King. I'll tell you what, Zhao. This is why. Is because I do not read Stephen King. I cannot consume Stephen King by reading it with my eyeballs. I have to take a Stephen King pages.
Did you? He made that sound again, Ben. He made that sound.
Yeah,
again.
I did. It's the reason is because I want to listen to it on audiobook. I want to hear each word, and I don't need to read a Stephen King book quickly. I want to swish it around in my mouth and taste it and really chew it and really enjoy the verbiage that he puts out there. It's really if you haven't done like a Stephen King audiobook, I would highly recommend it. Just kind of listening to the words, listening to the sentence construction, listening to all of the ways that he puts things together. Wait, what?
He says you're not supposed to put books in your mouth, Redneck Jedi.
Yeah, I know. I've learned. Yeah, I can't read them again. I don't know what the fuck happens. It's like something happens to the book and I can't. I got to buy a new copy after that. But that's why I like to Stephen King. That's the only author that I do that with. And I just really like to consume it that way. Just a slow burn, kind of a thing. So
it's hard for me because I have so many. Like I mentioned Ursula Le Guin, but here's the caveat: like I love Ursula Le Guin, but I only really have. Why is that one so small? Why is it so small?
Why is it so small?
Why is it so small?
Who are these two sexy men? I need to take a cold shower now.
We'll be right there.
My God.
Sends Oct8vious a copy of Mucky's autobiography to put in his mouth. That's not an autobiography, Oct8vious. It's not an autobiography. Right. But yeah, like I love Ursula Le Guin stuff, but like I haven't read her stuff. Like I own 2 copies of The Left Hand of Darkness, but like I haven't read her other stuff. I've only read her Earthsea book. So to say that like I'm a big fan of hers, like that's kind of true because I love all the Earthsea stuff.
Sure.
But I haven't read, The Compass Rose, The Left Hand of Darkness, or any of those other ones either.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's really hard because I'm biased because a lot of the authors I really like are a lot of the authors I've had on the show. So, like I love Chris Jackson's pirate stuff. I love Justin Leslie, and I love Kevin Hearn's stuff. Kevin Hearn, so I stopped reading books for like probably 5-10 years. I just didn't care anymore. Other than those mystery books, some of those mystery novels. And then Kevin Hearn got me back into enjoying books again.
Sure. I mean, when an author can do that single-handedly, like there's a lot of books out there that sell a lot of copies of something. You're like, how did that book do that? You know, part marketing, right? Part it's a good story, part, you know, all these different parts. But the thing that you can love and hate any kind of book or whatever, but if you can get, you know, kids reading and instill that into like middle school, early childhood reading, gets them reading, you know, for life, really.
Right.
And it's really, to me, and and this is just me talking, it's my opinion, but I would say that for me, if you can get people to read, kids to read, whatever, that's the key to a lot of successes that can happen. So the reading really opens up your mind, opens up your education. You tend to read a lot of different things, all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah.
So and I
Jim
get what you
Butcher,
mean.
Jim Butcher's great too.
Oh, Jim Butcher. So that you're talking about the that God dang it, really, I lost it. It's that little. It's like he's a warlock, or is he like a wizard warlock?
He's a wizard, Harry.
Wizard. Okay.
Yeah, the Dresden Files.
Dresden. Yeah, Dresden. I couldn't think of the name of it. Did you like the show? Because I never watched it. It didn't look good to me.
Yeah,
So
it was all right.
it was.
It didn't fit quite in my. Yeah.
So
I watched some of it before I even knew it was a book series, but.
So so Zhao says, I get what you mean. You like the language, but man, sometimes it just gets so boring. Descriptions upon descriptions upon descriptions. Right. He is long-winded. It's basically, Lord of the Rings kind of descriptions a little bit. Stephen King does tend to get long-winded. It's like, get on with it. I understand that, Zhao, and that's why when I'm reading, sometimes that happens. I'm like, fuck, get on with it, dude. Stephen King, dude, Stephen King, dude. Stephen, I'm trying to do a Zhao impression. I suck, but Stephen King, I'm just consuming and enjoying the language. Basically, is all it is. But he does get long-winded. Yes, they could cut some of the books down, but the long-windedness is definitely there. Michner is long-winded. Yep, that is true as well. I can't read that. I really, it's like, I don't like it. Yeah, I can't read it.
Redneck once stayed up all night reading a first Hunger Games book, and not the entire book, but like 2/3 of it probably.
Yeah. That book it's a really good book, except for I was 2/3 of the way through the book read, and I was like, this is exactly like the movie is exactly like the book, and which isn't a bad thing, but it's great.
Hello, Katana. What's good?
Katana.
Welcome on in. First time chat.
Amazing.
Appreciate you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Katana.
We're just chatting. We're chatting about books. We're finishing up our talk about books that we like. We're gonna hop into our new subject here pretty soon, which is gonna be Dead by Daylight here in a bit. But we'll finish talking about books, or if people keep chatting about books, we'll keep chatting about them.
Read the other two books too, but not as fast. Suzanne Collins is a fabulous author. She, like I said, wrote a lot of scripts before that, and she is a very good script writer as well. And so, yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about you, Zhao. I have a lot of thoughts about you.
Do I need to know? Is this an inside joke? Something that I don't recognize that name. So
Kafka.
Yeah.
So okay. So.
Meanwhile, Oct8vious once again is using Google. To
well,
his
the
benefit,
thing is, I do. It's. I'm just trying to think of the name.
You
of
mean
the book,
Google's trying to think of it for you?
Well, he can think all he wants to. Is it really? It can't be.
Thank you, Pete Matthouse, for the follow. Welcome on in.
So yeah, where is it? Where is it?
I shamelessly admit I read all of the Twilight books once too. That's all right. A lot of people like the Twilight books.
I did. I read.
I think that's also a generation. A lot of it's a generational thing as well. Yeah.
You think so? Oh well, vampires are huge and still kind of are, but I think at that time it was like, oh, vampires that glitter. I read
it's a different twist on it.
Getting some niche or some different twist on is definitely super important. But here's why I read the book. I read the first book because a girl that I liked gave it to me and was like, here, Oct8vious, you should read this book. And I'm like, oh, I'll read the book. I'll read the book and we can discuss. We can discuss over, whatever. And so I read the book because of it. And that's what happened.
Pixel says that she was a super horny teen when it came out. Read the shit out of those books. Matt House, I like the books, hated the movies. Yeah, I never read the books. I never read the Twilight books. I was, I'm an old school. Like I kind of liked Anne Rice's vampire stuff. I'm a big Ravenloft. Being a D&D guy with the
Right.
Ravenloft books,
Yeah.
P.M. Elrond was really awesome. So
You got some Anne
Twilight
Rice
was
stuff
like
going.
Twilight's a little like
It is.
I don't know. Bram Stoker,
But like,
obviously.
your
originated.
question, to pull it back to your question, like what surprised me. So getting into
What was the
sci-fi,
question?
right?
I don't remember.
You asked me what did you find a book that you're like, and then it surprised you that it was
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Here's the book. I found my mom actually had the book, and she's like, this book is fucking stupid. She like read like the first couple chapters, and she's like, this book is stupid. And I was like, what book is this? Because it had a cool cover. It had like this space stuff, and it had a heart on it. It was really crazy. It was like, wow, this looks neat. What is this? And she goes, you can read it if you want. Moms out there, do not let your children read this book at all, because there is explicit, like, strange sex in it. So anyway, I'm like 14. I'm reading this book, and I'm like, whoa, they're doing what with the whoa?
Send it to Nugget. Got it.
Nope, don't send it to Nugget. It is L. Ron Hubbard's Mission Earth series. It's a 10-book series. Anyway, I didn't think I'd like it. I was like, I don't know about this, but anyway, it would end up being really, really super good. And don't judge me for reading the L. Ron Hubbard, because I also like Battlefield Earth. I enjoyed that book too. But don't worry, I'm not indoctrinated or anything. I can separate the author.
Matt House says I started Wheel of Time at book 3, Dragon Reborn, because of the title. Are
So,
you a big fan of Dragon books? Is that
me?
Is that what I'm getting? No, but Matt House.
Oh yeah, I see that. I heard they were good. I tried to get into.
My wife loves those. She watched.
What's the
series,
first
new
book?
series.
Is Eye of the World, maybe by Robert Jordan, right? Robert Jordan books. I think that's Robert Jordan. Wheel of Time, and Eye of the. Is it Eye of the World? Eye of the Dragon? Eye of the World. Anyway. I tried to read the Eye of the World. Okay. And I tried to read that one, but it was long-winded in the beginning. So I was really turned off a little bit, but everybody said, you got to get past that. You got to get through that. And there's so many books on that one too. So there's a lot to those. So yeah.
My favorite thing about
LRH.
LRH,
Bentley likes it too. Wheel of Time. There you go.
But my favorite thing about LRH is he quoted so many times saying the way to make money is to create a cult or a religion. But we just ignore that. I mean, that's true.
But we just ignore that. Yes. L. Ron Hubbard. It was very strange. You know what's funny is, after I got those books, I was like, I went to the used bookstore. I was like, here's an L. Ron Hubbard book that I haven't seen, Dianetics. So I grabbed it. I think it's a sci-fi book, right? It's not. I'm reading the first 5 pages of it thinking, what in the holy fuck is this? I had no idea. Like it was some crazy things. And I was like, nope, this is not for me. That is some weird. It's his. Yeah, Pixel knows what I'm talking about. It was not. That was a book I thought I would like and did not at all. So there you go. It's the opposite of what you asked me. Yeah, it does happen.
Chat very, very awesome about wanting to chat about their favorite books and some of the books they like.
Red, yeah. Look at that. Oh,
Da Vinci Code. Yeah,
Da Vinci. So here's an instance where
that's a good series. Yeah,
the book or the movies. I'm sorry, everyone can hate me. I read Angels and Demons first. I was like, fuck, this book is amazing, because it is the prequel to, right? I read that one first.
Yeah.
And I was like,
a prequel, and it takes place chronologically before, but you still should read it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. But Angel of the Demons is a phenomenal book. Da Vinci Code, hate me, it wasn't as good, and it was probably half as good to me. But those books are really good. It's a fun time for sure. But yeah, I enjoyed the reads. The movies are okay, but the reads are good. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
usually, is there really a movie that did it better than the books, or did justice to the books?
There's a movie called Ruins, and it's about these people that go into the jungle in South America. And I forget the author's name off the top of my head, because as you know, it's a Jello mold with little bits in it.
Yeah.
And anyway,
My fingers in there too, like poking
yeah,
at
it's
it.
like poking at me, and it's like, why is my eye twitching, and why am I thinking about identity crisis? Anyway, so the book takes place in South America. There's these vines that come up on the pyramid and start, killing people. It's a really good movie, but I didn't know it was a book. So the movie was fun. It's like a horror movie. I thought it was a great, film. But then I read the book. The book is completely different, Like it's not even the same. It was really crazy. And I don't know how they took that concept, also made a great story, but had it completely different. Like, the different characters, the plot was similar but not the same. Things happened that were similar, not the same. Whoever wrote that script, and I never looked it up, did the book really, I mean, didn't do the book, but made kind of its own. It was really strange experience for me to read the book and have it be like, this is like a cool sequel, or this is like a cool thing. It was a really interesting experience for me.
I gotta say, similar vein, I was very surprised. I was a big fan of Ready Player One, and they're making a movie, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna suck, because there's no way they can get all that shit from the book into the movie. And of course, the author of the book says, if you're gonna make a movie, I want to help write the script.
Yes.
And he sat down and he's like, there's no way you can't make the book into a movie. So he just remade the story for a movie. He just redid the whole thing, so it's completely different. Yeah. So you can watch the movie and get no spoilers.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, exactly. And that was fun for me. Watching the movie, got no spoilers from the book. Ready Player One was did it get panned? I don't know if it got panned. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
and then
a lot of
they
people
had some books
it wasn't the same as the book. It's like, well, that's the point. Like, they can't make it a book, so instead of ruining the book for the movie, they wanted to make it something unique and unique challenges and all that kind of stuff.
I think people get hung up on if the movie isn't the same as the book or whatnot. And if you can take a moment to suspend your disbelief a little bit, and that's what a lot of movies and film and fiction and things try to do, is suspend your disbelief. This is happening in a movie. If you can get yourself to have the ability to do that, you're going to enjoy movies, books, all forms of media or artwork. You're going to enjoy them a lot better if you could try to train yourself to kind of do that. And you can learn to do that. I, for example, have an innate ability to forget. Not forget. I do it on purpose. I watch a movie or a film or something, and I enjoy it, and then I tend to not remember all of it, because I can go back and almost enjoy it like I'm watching it for the first time. It's not amnesia. I'm doing it on purpose. I'm very purposefully wiping it from my memory so I can kind of enjoy it again. And that just comes from practice. And so what I'm saying is, for your own enjoyment, try not to get hung up on some of these different things like that, because you end up, let's say, okay, you can think of it a different way. I paid $20 to watch this movie. I'm going to enjoy it, whether it sucks or not, because I paid my $20 and I'm going to enjoy it. So I started doing that, and that really helped me as well. So.
We should have just made this the entire episode. The entire show should just be about.
I'm sorry, I took up more than 20 minutes.
we're ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the 1 hour mark.
It's fine.
This is like,
it's fine.
Hey, what time is
Oct8vious
going to start playing his games? Oh, we're at the 3 hour mark. He might start playing here.
Listen, that was a one-off bullshit stream, so I'm sorry about that. Also,
it was a 30 off, like the 12th time it's happened just this week.
Listen, the first one of these went long too. Just saying, it happens.
It did.
It did.
All right, so
wait. I want to go back. Chat did some things.
I know.
Chat did some things. Go back. After Zhao said, "Oh, William Gibson." Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I haven't read that one. I do have that one, Zhao. I do have that one. So Zal's recommending the Neuromancer.
I actually just wrote down William Gibson. I'm like, I haven't heard of him. I
Yeah.
have to look him up.
William Gibson. Yep, I have that book. Being Raised in Religious Home books are books like that make you think about things I love. Like I know it may or may not be real, but it still makes you question things.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of books that do that,
that's kind of the point of art for me. That's exactly the point of it. Douglas Adams had the view that each media needs its own telling, which is why book, TV show, movie for Hitchhiker, why all written by him are so different. And so, yeah, the media, you wouldn't think that the media forms would dictate, the story, right? Are you mocking me right now?
No, I'm not mocking you. I'm just mimicking you.
I think that's the same thing.
No,
Anyway,
mocking
you
is like derogatory.
Oh, this isn't this is a compliment.
Yeah. No, it's the sincerest form of flattery.
Yes. Yep. You see this? Identity Crisis wants to be me. Epic Realms wants to be me. I mean, I'm gonna get a complex. I'm gonna get a big head. You're gonna have to size it in here.
Yeah, I'm not
into
gonna
the
get a big
frame.
head. It's already big enough as it is. So
Yeah.
just
well,
ask Pixel and Depth.
That's just
anyhow. So
that's just the genetics. But anyway, the form of media does dictate some of the story, as is why you cannot put Ready Player One into a movie. Right? You can't because it's in book form. So you got to write a script. It doesn't work for a movie, and they have to change it. So
nice.
Identity theft is no joke, Jim.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I quoted by Dwight. All right, guys, we're gonna step away for a real quick moment.
Are we?
We are.
Oh,
We're gonna
okay.
take a quick break because it's been an hour
Okay.
already. It's been an hour. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. When we come back, we're gonna talk some Dead by Daylight. After that, we're gonna talk some retro games. So stay with us. We'll be back. All right. Hello, everybody. We are back from our first break because the way this is going, we're going to be here till midnight. So we'll, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
No, it's amazing.
Amazing. So welcome on in, everybody. We just got
What's
done
the
talking
next
about
topic?
books.
Books.
The next topic is our thing reset. There we go. Our next
Oh.
topic. We just talked about books right there. Boom.
Okay,
Books we
boom.
like. We're going to eventually start talking about some Dead by Daylight. And for those that don't know,
Dead by Daylight. What's that?
it's a game. For those that don't know, on a side note, you're going to be able to find Oct8vious live.
What side?
Live. You're going to be
Me?
live. Yeah, you're going to be live at a thing called what? Octentitycon, right?
Oh yeah, it's Octanticon.
Octenticon.
Octanticon. It's a
Yourself,
mouthful.
an Identity Crisis, and definitely not Epic Realms,
Epic Realms may be there.
because Epic Realms didn't get invited till he was an afterthought till he complained about not being invited, and they're like, "Oh yeah, maybe,
didn't-
yeah, you're invited. Yeah, you were
Listen.
invited the whole time. Sure, yeah."
Listen, it's in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, July 14th through the 16th, and we've got information in both my channel and also Identity Crisis's Discord channel, and you can find the hotel information there. The tickets are cheap. It's for Voices Against Cancer. That's the conference that's happening there. But here's the thing, I'm close, and he was going to be close to me, so I was like, I'll come down, and Secret Window will be there, and so I was like, yeah, I'll come see you. But here's the thing, we didn't know it was going to be that. Right? We had no idea, but there's several other people that were like, hey, I'll come down too. Hey, I'll come down too. Hey, I'll come down too. And so it is, there's no deception here, Red. You just come and see what happens. See what happens. There it is. Yeah, there you go. And you can get all the information there. And anyway, we decided just on a whim, like
VoicesAgainstCancer.org.
there you go. And it's basically just there were so many people gonna show up that were like, let's just con this thing. Yeah. Let's just give people the information if you can make it. I know it's a little bit short notice. It's about a month and a half away, but yeah,
and then after all that, they're like, well, maybe we should tell Epic about this. Maybe
no, it wasn't after all that. It was much before we decided that. And I asked him about I asked him about about Epic Realms.
And he didn't care. Identity Crisis just didn't care.
Yeah. Well, he did. He was like, yeah, I don't know. And that was it. So
But
I'm
Roddy
throwing-
Mama remembered me. Roddy Mama was like,
Yeah.
you should go. And I'm like, I'm not going to go. I'm like a vampire. I wasn't invited. She's like, I'm inviting you. I'm like, okay, well, then me and Roddy Mama can hang out. And Oct8vious and Identity Crisis can have their
Epic
little
is
love affair.
Epic has seen me
Yeah.
enough. He's like, I've had enough of that
Right
fucking
there.
guy.
See, look at
That fracking guy.
And
So-
they're just like making out in the corner. They're like, hee. They're
Why-
like, hee.
oh.
Epic Realms, hee. He didn't get invited.
Why are we like that and you look like Macho Man Randy Savage?
Right there. Thank you, Mucky.
Understand.
Yes, Mucky, getting revenge for me. Right there. See, Mucky didn't get invited either. What the hell?
It's in the Discord. Everyone's invited. Every
As
single
an afterthought.
person.
As an afterthought.
Oh my
It's just
god.
a thing.
Once
That's
you
okay.
con something, then you have to invite everyone, I feel like.
You're just lucky. You're just lucky. There's another photo I've got. There's another photo. I'll post it later tonight. I'll post it later.
Why?
tonight.
Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting?
It'll
You
be
think
fun.
you think I can't handle it? You think I can't handle it? I
It's
can
gonna be
handle
fun.
whatever you throw at me, sir.
Mucky, do you want to share that photo everywhere for me, Mucky? You know the other one? You know the
No.
other one?
Is that the one that
Mhm.
wasn't improved? You didn't approve it? Wow.
No, I just haven't used it yet. Mucky, you have permission to share that picture, by the way. The
What's
other
that
one.
a boot?
The
What's
Wonder
that a
Woman
boot
one.
has?
Mucky will let Epic do that. Okay.
Oh my god. Yeah, Mucky doesn't want to get in trouble, except for Mucky got thrown under the bus by Epic. He said, "Oh, Mucky did that. It's not me. It's Mucky. I'm just showing you it."
No,
So-
that's not what I said. That's not what I
That's
said. I
exactly
said
what
thank you for doing that for me.
Oh, really?
Thank you,
That's
Mucky. Right
fine.
here. Mucky did this because
Nope,
he's
he
awesome.
threw it
And I
under-
was like, hey,
wait,
Mucky,
I
can
got-
you do this for me?
Hold on. Janice, can you come over? I got a stenographer. She's writing everything down. Let me read the transcript back. Yeah, it wasn't me. Please don't yell at me. Stop touching me there. And I don't want spankings. No, please.
don't-
And that's
you're gonna
you
get us in
talking
trouble.
to me.
Don't read that out loud.
Epic
You're going to get in trouble.
Realms.
We're going to get in trouble. Oct8vious.
Oh,
You're going to get... Oh, shit.
oh, fuck. Shit. Hello? Hello? Hey. Oh, fuck. I can't run this thing. It's not working. There we go. Hey, Jeff. He was threatening me.
We're going to get banned.
It just, okay. I gotta cut. Okay. I'll call it a no square next time. Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, tell him I
No.
said hi. Tell him I said hi.
Yes, Bentley is in chat.
No, tell him I said hi.
No, don't take your pants off. Oh God, Jeff.
Don't-
Epic
tell-
Realm said, oh, he hung up. I'm sorry. I missed
You were
it.
supposed to say hello to Jeffy B for me.
I'm sorry. He won't be on your podcast anytime soon.
God dang it.
No,
Try.
do not encourage Jeffy B. Bentley. Don't do that. Don't do
Jeez.
that. I don't know why the phone rang so long. Apparently, Oct8vious cannot answer the phone very well.
Where's the button? Mucky's calling his agent Has about the lack of invites. All right, let's talk about Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight.
What's Dead by Daylight?
It's a
What's
video
that?
game. It's a video.
A video game?
It's a video game. We like video games here. We both
We do.
play. I played Dead by Daylight when it was on PlayStation years ago. When right after Freddy came out, that was the reason why I got it.
He played Dead by Daylight back in when it was cool.
Back before it was cool.
Yeah, back before it was cool.
I'm like a hipster Dead by Daylight player.
He
I don't play
is
it
a
as much as I
hipster
used to.
Daylight. Yeah. you are
What
very
got
much
you
a
into
hipster.
Dead by Daylight? What got you into it?
A lot of the community was playing Dead by Daylight, and I wanted to be definitely part of the community. You know, when you're an outsider looking in, I was relatively new to the community. Whatever they're doing, you kind of want to do, so you can kind of hang out with them, get a feel, see who you click with, and that's just kind of how you do it, right? So you go out to parties. Why do we do that? So you can meet people and see if you click, and doing things together definitely has that effect. And so we everybody got it, and I started playing it with a lot of the community members, you included. And do you remember how much I hated that fucking piece of shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Not
'Cause
as much as you hate PUBG, but you know.
Right, not as much as that, but it was
You were like, I'm so horrible at this game, and this game sucks, and I can't do anything. And now it's like every event, he's like, yeah, I got iridescent 12. I'm max level, and I'm the best in the world at what I do for this game all the time. And I'm
the
like,
best in the world at what I do.
And I'm
that
like,
sounds like
and I'm coming in, and I'm like, hey, Oct8vious, what do I need to do for my build?
Yeah, and listen, and it takes a long time to get there, but several members of the community are really good at this game, and it just became like a community staple. But what got me into it was basically just trying to be part of a community. I mean, communities are playing games. Some games didn't take, like PUBG, for example. A lot of community plays that. I am not good at that game. I'm okay at some pew shooter games, but that one, I just get wrecked, and I think it's because I'm late to the game, right? Because you get thrust into that game with a lot of players that are very good, and I'm like, I'm dead, no idea where was that guy, and the camera swings around. I was like, I never saw. And that happens so much in that game. I don't see who kills me, and that's the frustrating part. Yeah. And when you get frustrated trying to play something or do something over and over again, there's a breaking point for everyone. The frustration level becomes more than the fun level, and then at that point, you don't want to do the thing anymore.
Yeah, for sure. What character did you start out with Dead by Daylight for a player
Sure.
He's really good at Underworld. WURLD.
Underworldy can suck a dick. That's a retro game that Mucky made me play for the the Spectrum. I think the Spectrum ZX computer system. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Mucky. I'm so sorry. ZX. And
we'll have to talk about it. Our next subject, by the way, is going to be. Oh, that's not
some retro games.
Why my stuff resetting? My stuff resetting.
I don't know. It's fine. It's retro games will be after that.
Yeah, retro games can be after that. Why?
It was Dwight, just kind of whatever the default loadout is, because I got the game and I didn't want to invest any more money into it, time, that kind of thing. So I just did default Dwight. Just default Dwight.
Default Dwight. See if I can get that to work.
Books we like.
Why is it reset? It keeps resetting on me. Move there.
I don't know. And we're dancing and we're moving stuff around, and it's really good.
And moving stuff around.
Moving it around. Move it.
Yeah, I can't.
Move it.
I don't know what's going on. It won't save. Maybe it's because
we'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in post. We won't. We're not. Okay, it's fine. We'll just pretend it's part of the shenanigans.
Yeah, that's what
it's all good. It's all good. Why is Steven screaming? Don't do that. It is a baby game. It's still a piece of shit. Yeah, it's still a piece of shit, but we enjoy our little turd. We've shined the turd up, and we turned that sumbitch sideways and stuck it up our candy asses collectively, because we really, really enjoy it, and we also hate it, but we also enjoy it.
Our Rudy Poo candy asses.
Yeah, Rudy Poo candy asses. PUBG is too slow for Haz's liking. It is a lot of PUBG is a lot of to me was a running kind of a simulator. And then you collected stuff, and then it was only like 10 seconds of pew for me, which is basically, my summary of PUBG. Unfortunately, it's probably incorrect. People are really good at it, and they don't have the same experience I do.
Yeah.
And so that's why they enjoy that. So, my experience has evolved with Dead by Daylight over the year.
All my buttons are broken. Everything's broken. Oct8vious, fix it. There we go. All my buttons are broken. We're cheering for you.
Thank you.
Hey, look, I fixed it. I was fixing it
myself. You did fix it.
I fixed it.
You did it.
That was what the cheers for us, because I fixed it. Really is.
You did, yeah. I applauded you silently in my head.
Well, thank you, Jack.
4,000 hours in Bubba G, and Mucky's still no good at it.
Yeah, I think that game takes a lot of, and I think if you don't play it, you lose your skills too. So I think that needs constant practice. You've promised Oct to go out of retirement from DBD when the Nick Cage comes out. So Zal's going to come back to it. Ooh. Some people have done that though. Some people have went, you know what? It's too toxic. I can't do it. DBD, and Epic Realms goes through those transitions. Like sometimes you'd be like, dude, I want to play some Dead by Daylight. Yeah, that sounds good. And I'm surprised to see him, and he's having fun, and he's the clown. and he's doing whatever, and he's coming in and playing with us. But again, he comes in, he gets a little frustrated because he doesn't play it consistently enough, where the skills get rusty. And so then the frustration, oh yeah, I remember why I fucking hate this game, and then it's over for a while.
I guess my only biggest concern is they keep nerfing it in favor of the killers. And so it's like,
sure,
come on, unless you've got a full group of 4 that is an awesome team together, and you've got a killer that's mediocre, you don't really stand a chance. Like, they're like, it's a pain. And that is my only, at this point, that's the only gripe I have.
You definitely need a team of 4, like a team, like a communicative team.
You have to survive with friends.
And I do solo queues, and that's a little bit frustrating. And so the game style is different, right? When you're solo queuing, if I'm playing a duo, maybe Bentley and I are playing, and we got 2 randos in there, we play very differently depending on how many people. If you have a threesome and you got 1 rando, you're playing a little differently as well.
Dead by Daylight, so he's talking about
Dead by Daylight, yeah. And also but yeah, that definitely depends on how many of your friends are in the game, and you change your gameplay style to meet those needs. But that's just me. I wish I could say I was an expert at it, but there are people who know the lore. People like Cody, Universal Death Squad, right? Knows all the lore, all the perks, all the things. You can just say, oh yeah, that's this, and she'll nail it. People that are really good at different builds, or know what all the skills do, and can apply them to the game very well, and that would be like Joined Phil, right? You'd want Joined Phil in your team always. Trust me, it doesn't even matter what build he has.
Yeah, it doesn't
matter. He knows how to run the build in the game properly and be successful almost every time.
Let's be honest.
Or run no build.
Yeah. He doesn't need to build. He's
And I've done that too, and I think that's a fun challenge, right? When you don't have any perks, go in there and see what you could do with just based on your ability to elude capture and stuff. So it's a fun time. I mean, we have a lot of community members who are really good at it. Mucky is one of them too, I guess, sort of. Mucky's pretty good at games, not just his brother.
My thing is always like, so they always come up with these new survivors and new killers.
Okay.
And so it really always gets me. It's like, there's this big difference. So like the killers, no matter what, if you could unlock everything in the game, everybody is tier whatever, where you can get access to everything on everyone. But each killer is still going to be unique because they have abilities that the others can't get. Whereas the survivors, it doesn't matter who you play.
It doesn't. Right.
And I always thought that was kind of silly. It's like, well, what's the point? Like, you might as well be able to just custom make what your character looks like from scratch, because there is nothing unique about them other than at the very beginning when you start playing them.
That's very odd, isn't it?
Everyone else, yeah.
That's a very odd thing. I've always thought that as well. Like, the killers all have these unique things. Why don't the survivors? What's the point of upgrading a survivor in particular just because you like their look and they have the outfits, whatever it is? It doesn't matter what survivor you are. It's all about whatever perks that you put on it.
Yeah.
But that's not the same with the killer. You play the killer differently. And maybe that's just because of the killers being unique in the game. So there's only one of them, and there's 4 different survivors. Maybe they felt like it would be too hard for the killer to know what all of the survivors' abilities would be, and maybe that's too much, cerebral type of stuff for the killer to be successful or make for a fun game.
Scarblade says she's never played Dead by Daylight. Come play with us, Scarblade. Come play with us. Mucky ponders if Scarblade has watched his episode of Off the Pod, which is definitely more sexy than this one. That's not true.
I'm a 2-time champion, Mucky. Two-time. Can you dig that, sucker? Anyway, that's the problem. Swift shouldn't be the norm. Neither should ranked in that game. Once upon a time, DBD was just about having fun, but the amount of sweaty people, I mean, sure, you could run around fucking Shack for 3 minutes, but the whole game just becomes a chore if it's hanging out on gens and looping. So when games become a chore, that's no good at all. Definitely isn't. It definitely isn't. It's so hard to get Mucky on the show is the difficult task, and he's very elusive. He's like a marsupial that's very tiny and that you can't find him.
He's like,
and he also
he's
has
like
a
5
pocket.
marsupials stuffed in a trench coat.
Yeah, pretending to be Oct8vious.
Be Oct8vious. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I know you were. I figured as much. And so you also say my comment. Yeah, so Zao
It's
has
okay. I'm a
10
10-time champion of off the pod, so I mean,
you are a multi champ. It's fine. It's what you run it. What do you mean? It's like that's like saying that you're like the Vince McMahon of this, and it's like you run the show. I don't know how you could be the champion. It's ridiculous.
I booked myself in a good position, I guess.
3 times if you count the actual podcast. Thank you. And also, I won't brag about it. It's true. I don't talk about it at all. But yeah, Scarblade, I mean, it's not everybody's cup of tea. But back to Zao's point, if it becomes a chore, then it becomes not fun. For me, like Elder Scrolls Online, I used to play that a lot. Like I played the adventure, played the things. But then they started doing a thing where you had to make something and get points for that. And then you get it's FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. So you got cosmetics that were limited time, and you had to do these tasks in the game, which is basically just crafting something. And so I was just logging in the game, crafting for an hour and a half, and then finally getting, it's like, this is becoming work and a chore. And so I stopped playing it. You stop because you don't want it to be a chore. You just want it to be fun. And after a while, I'm just like, am I having fun? I need to ask myself that question. And I feel like everybody out there might want to do that for themselves. Just go, am I doing this because of what reason? Am I having fun? I don't think people stop and ask the question sometimes.
I think that's mostly why when it's like community day, or I see like you streaming, or if I see friends playing, not even streaming, just playing, because there have been a handful of times you're playing offline. I'm like, hey, are you playing? It says you're playing Dead by Daylight. Are you actually there, or do you just have the game on in the background and you're doing something else? And you're like, no, I'm playing. And I'm like, hey, do you got room for another? And then I'll come and join you, and we'll play a little bit.
Sure.
And that's really the only time I play Dead by Daylight these days, is when I know I can play with other people.
Sure.
Because that's what makes it. That's when it's fun for me. Playing solo, it's just like I said, it feels like they nerfed the game so hard to make it favorable to killers. And I get it. They're trying, their company, they need to make money. And if they have, if you're sitting in a queue for survivors for 3 hours because nobody wants to be a killer, I get that. Mm-hmm. But there's also this point of like, what's the point of me playing a player then? Let the killers sit in queue for 4 hours waiting for players.
You're right. It is a tough balance, right? Because the killer is the minority, right? The killer is only 25% or 20% of the actual game.
Right.
And so catering to them, I understand it. But also, too, the point of being with friends is because you can commiserate really hard when we got several people in there, So that's the point. If you're by yourself, then you can't do that as well, right? You could kind of chat at the end and say, yes, killer, we don't like you. You can say it. I'm sorry, that was Zao's voice. I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding, Zao. That wasn't how you sound. But much deeper and
what
sexier.
I did with Scarblight says that's what I did with Fortnite, but I have no one to play with anymore. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's not any fun, right? Some of those games, playing with them is playing with other people that especially not just other people in general online, like just a free-for-all, but actually playing with your friends. You can talk about it. That makes your connections, right? We're definitely wired for connection, and making those connections through gameplay is kind of a good thing. I think that's kind of what we do in this community. Mm-hmm. It is gens are looping as Survivor, being very aware of times that as a killer, how much does this gen take? What is the best path to this gen? Yeah. It's exactly true.
You don't just want to get lost in a loop as killer, because then you're losing ground, right? I oftentimes, and we can talk here in a second about killers we like to play, because I know you generally play Survivor on stream, and you usually do your killer stuff off stream. I like playing killer. Right. My issue with playing killer is that I feel bad. Like I'm gonna get a 4 kill. I gotta let him go. I gotta let someone go. Like, I have fun playing it, but I'm also not good because I always want to let the players go because I feel bad. And I'm like, I don't want to come across as a troll, as a trolly jackass. But at the same time, like, my goal is to kill these people.
Yeah.
Where's that balance? So like, yeah, I
That is-
enjoy doing
that-
it, but
that
it's
definitely
a
is the
hard
same.
balance
Mm.
for me. So
Yeah.
that's why I just like when I'm streaming, I'll maybe play a killer, I'll maybe play survival and see if I can get some people in there. But
Yeah. I mean, that's a bunch of tough plates to spin, right? I have
Mhm.
the reason I don't is because I what do you mean, Roddy Mama? I really have a lot of anxiety playing killer because it's killer is very much go go go. You have no respite, right? At least with survivor you can have a respite. You can hide. You don't have to always be under the gun.
Have
You,
thou a mug of ale for me and me mate?
Refill,
you
drink
can
refill.
see you can see that
That's all I've got left. I got this last
okay.
week, by the way. I got this last
you
week.
can
I got this
oh
last
my-
week, by the way.
his hands are just really 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 large. So okay, cheers. But yeah, what I was saying was that
Thank you, King Iden, for the drink refill.
I don't remember what I was saying now. God dang it. Oops.
Well, we were talking about being a killer and trying to balance
Oh, yeah.
between player, and like I agree because I was talking about earlier. I like to play the Nightmare, Freddy Krueger, and I like to play Clown. And I think
Yeah.
for me, for both of those builds, if I'm starting to loop, I'll just leave. My goal, especially with Freddy. If you play that, you gotta place the emotes. You gotta put the emotes in there. All your dancing emotes when you hear the song, guys. That's the rule. I mean, it's not a rule, but I don't
Is
know
this
what
the long
is.
version? What is that?
It is. It is. I made it real cheap, and it's a long version just so people can play the emotes.
That's a long ass version. Holy shit.
It is. I like
you
that
get
one.
your money's worth
You
there.
do. But I with Freddy, especially Freddy, my goal isn't how long I can chase. My goal is to keep them off the gens as much as possible. So
Sure.
if somebody starts looping, I stop because they're going to keep running from me. And I'm
Right.
going to just target a gen and I'm going to teleport there and get people getting people off gens.
That's your goal. That's your goal. I feel like for the killer, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not the best killer in the world. I do get a lot of anxiety killing people because I am under the gun constantly. You're always running around trying to protect gens. Because the goal is, for me anyway, as a killer, because I'm not very good at it, is to prolong the game. And the way you prolong the game is by keeping people off of gens. And if you can keep people off of gens, then the game is always in my favor because I am eventually I will get you. Because you have no defenses. You're basically trying to run around, hide from me, do your things. You have very limited defenses. I correct myself there, but eventually I will get you the longer the game goes. Now that's not always true. If you've got, like you said, the aforementioned Swift team that's really good at communication, they can run circles around me, no problem.
Right.
But if I have like a medium team, maybe they're communicating, maybe they're not. Eventually you'll get them. But there's so much anxiety and it's ramped up, and I don't want that to be a stream. I don't feel like that's a really awesome time for people to watch me be anxious and nervous and just kind of, and also too, I've been on the other end and I feel bad, right? I feel bad because I've been on the other end of somebody just killing everything in sight. And then, did I have a fun experience? I'm like, there's so many things in my mind. Am I doing the thing? Am I getting the 4K? Am I doing the things? Am I giving these people a fun experience? Because Dead by Daylight is dictated by the killers most often. So
it is.
So I want them to have fun. So I feel that pressure too. And I'm putting it on myself, obviously. Some people are fine with just going in and killing everything, right? Some people are fine with going in like, I don't give a shit. I don't know these people. But for me, there's always somebody on the other end. Now I know I'm salty. I know that's like, oh, you're being hypocritical because you're salty in there. But yeah, sometimes the emotions get away from me. Sometimes I am salty to them. But if people are salty in the game, in my estimation, then I don't feel like a little retort is a big deal. But I'm getting better at that. I used to be very toxic, like Mucky.
Mucky's
And
not toxic.
right. But I think for entertainment value, while I'm in there giving the little salt, I give the people what they want.
Give them what
Epic.
they want.
Yep.
Do you have
exactly.
a favorite killer? Who's your? I'm not going to say favorite survivor because it doesn't fucking matter. We already discussed that. Who's your favorite killer?
The favorite killer would be probably, if I'm going to play killer, this is the one I have the least amount of anxiety for, is Michael Myers.
Okay.
So when I go in there and play the shape, I sit and lurk on them. I level up, and then guess what? I can chase them down one whack. I know it sucks. It sucks when I'm like, oh, Jesus, here we go. It's going to be a quick match. But guess what? I can get you down in one, and I don't have to loop or chase you around. So yeah, that's the one I like the best, Michael Myers. Just because of that point. Just because you can level up and have those different perks and things that will just down people in one, hook them. And I also use iron grass so they can't wiggle off, because you know how much you're chasing somebody, right? You're chasing somebody, Muppet face. You're chasing somebody,
I was just laughing at
and
that.
then and you're chasing them down. You finally get them, right? And what is the worst thing to happen is they wiggle off, or something, or get off of your shoulder after you've
I'm
done
usually
that.
the biggest cheerleader. Like if I'm playing a killer, and they're not being trolly. If they're not flashlighting me every 5 seconds, or looping me, like I become their biggest fan. Like I pick them up and I'm going to the hook and they wiggle free. I'm like, oh yes, you wiggled free. That's awesome.
Right,
Good to go.
sure.
And then I chase them down and kill them, and then hey, hook them and
Sure.
whatever. But
No, I understand.
or if they don't flashlight a ton, if they flashlight twice in the game, but like on the second time they really get me good. I'm like, oh my god, there's a clip of me being like, oh my god, they got me with the flashlight. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm their biggest cheerleader and I'm the killer.
You can congratulate. I understand that, but killer is really tough. And maybe as a kid I was better at this, but video games tend to ramp up your anxiety, right? That's their point. I kind of shy away from that ramping of the anxiety on video games. That's maybe why I don't play PUBG, because there's this slow build. You're grabbing your gear, you're getting to the point of the circles closing, you're getting to the point where you're actually going to have encounters, and then the anxiety just goes through the roof, and my brain
and then
just
you're
goes
gonna have encounters
locks.
with players, and then you're gonna have
and my brain locks, and it's kind of basically like that, and I don't have fun when I'm anxious. I really don't. And it's just it's probably just the way I was built or whatever, but it's also some kind of a mental thing, right? Just maybe that's a hang up, but I don't know that that's a problem necessarily. It's just something I have to deal with. And so killer for me is not as much fun as trying to survive.
Yeah. Bentley says I'm torn with flashlights because sometimes it's a challenge, but there's also times where there are flash holes.
Flash holes.
Flash
holes. Flash
Redneck
holes.
Jedi
Am I
says
right,
he likes
people?
being a killer. We know. I'm pretty sure we.
Yeah, that is accurate.
I just
for
want to
sure.
scare people. Zao says Bubba all the way, bro. Just slay them all.
Yeah, Bubba is frustrating, right? With his chainsaw, you can just take a whole swath of people down if you're good at it with one go. Speaking of
you're
Bubba,
a player, who do you hate the most?
when I'm a player,
Yeah, when you're a player,
which
who's the
killer?
person you least want to run across? Like you can come across everybody. What's the one above all else that you're like, I hope I never have to face that killer again?
Legion.
Yeah.
Yep. Legion, and the reason is because most of the time it's and it's called a mending simulator when you have Legion for a reason, because Legion will run around the map, and the idea for the Legion is to stab you with their ability, and then you have to mend. But as if he stabs multiple people as he goes through, what ends up happening is he gets an ability to one-shot somebody after 5 stabs, something like that. And anyway, that's the point. He goes around stab, and then all you got to do, okay, now I have to mend or else I fall over. So now you're mending, and by the time you're done mending, guess what? He's back again.
Yeah.
And then okay, stabby again, and then you go round and round and round, and it's just it's boring. And the other thing is the matches take forever. Like
I also
30 35 minutes. It's too long.
I also don't like for me it's It's a toss-up. It's a top 3. I guess Wesker isn't as bad as the other 2, but Cenobite and Legion are probably the 2 that I'd least like to fix.
Sure. Yeah, the box is tough to manage, right? So managing the box is key for the Cenobite. For me, we definitely want you want to concentrate on the box as much as possible to make sure you don't get, once the box goes off, the fucking game is over. I hate it, but most of the time I don't. I used to hate the Cenobite the most, but Legion takes the cake by far for me. I'd rather face Michael Myers, scratch mirror Michael Myers with everything, all the add-ons and stuff, than because I know it'll be quick, right? Michael can kill you without even being injured one time when he's got it all set up right. If he catches you, you're dead. Okay, match over. Cool, that was fun. Not, for 3 seconds. It's not fun, but guess what? It's over quickly. Legion, it's not fun, and it takes a long time to get it finished.
Airline Fracture says we need a Pac-Man stream. Oct8vious, you played Pac-Man. Well, maybe we should talk about that in the retro game when we start the retro games chat.
Sure.
We'll be talking about retro games here in a bit, just a little bit, bitsy bit, little bitsy bits. You can manage my box, Oct. That's what Steven the Shark said. Welcome in, Steven the Shark.
My goodness, you're torn between flashlights because sometimes it's for a challenge, right? I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I mean, I'm having a tough time with flashlights, trying to flashlight killers, because killers are pretty good at, you just turn your head or look up or whatever. It's really easy to avoid flashlights as a killer for me.
Because like when I'm playing, it seems like the killers it's super easy to avoid the flashlights. But when I'm the killer, I'm like walking backwards and they're behind me and I still get blinded. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's exactly what happens to me too. It's like I'm a survivor. I'm running around and I'm jump through the window. I'm running away from the window. I'm thinking a long ways from the window. Gets me through the window. It's like, how the fuck? And then I'm the killer, and I try to do the same thing. Never get them. And I'm like, okay, how does that work? And I don't know if it's that's another issue too. A sync problem with the game, right? Having the game network sync up with the rest of the players, be them on console or PC or whatever, I think is somewhat of a genuine problem for them in match play. And I'm not sure what they can do to solve that, but
my problem
they definitely have an issue with it.
One of my problems is when I stress out and stuff, I'm always like bouncy or whatever. So like,
sure.
Like when you back in the day, we're talking retro games, you're playing on there, you'd be playing the Nintendo and you're like driving and you're like turn, and your whole arms are like doing like that's gonna help you to turn. I do the same thing when I'm a killer on Dead by Daylight. So I'll go to swing and my hand, I want to go like this or like this to do it. I do it with my mouse. So I do that and I do holding my mouth and I click the thing, but my whole arm goes like that because I'm so into it. And then I miss my swing every time.
Oh, no.
Like that's my biggest problem is actually hitting the players. If I didn't do that little jump every swing, I would get 4K all the time. But I miss often because I do that.
Yeah. That's that just kind of a reaction thing to it. You'd be very good in VR, apparently, doing all the actions and stuff like that. But it's very it happens to me too when I got
but I don't want to destroy Identity Crisis. We'll let him keep his little niche and he can keep playing his VR and he can
whatever virtual reality, whatever.
Especially considering he didn't invite me to Oct8vious until after the fact. I'm an afterthought, like the picture shows right here. I was an afterthought. Here's the picture.
You can join at any time. Look at how much you can join, though. You're in the same room. You're basically watching. Who's the third person? I just noticed a third ass in the shot. Who's the third person?
Probably King Chava.
Okay, sure. There's King Chava there. You're welcome. Yeah.
I mean, you can't recognize based on that ass? I mean, come on.
Yeah, we virtual reality tapped that ass. It's nice. It's very nice.
It's Bentley. Amy Kiko says it's Bentley.
Oh,
it's not me. I won't be there. Yeah, Bentley's not coming.
Yeah, she refused almost immediately. Like, yeah, no, not going to do that.
She's not coming because, I wasn't invited. It's the thing. If I was invited with everybody else, then maybe Bentley would have came.
Bentley is coming probably right now. But Red prefers the flashbangs over the flashlight.
Yes,
So
I haven't tried.
I mean that's
Red's got a great build in the game, and I don't play
for
any.
the banging.
Like I don't play the stabby where you stab the killer. I don't
Sorry.
flash bang the killer. I don't do any of that stuff. I probably should. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, the killer, yeah, and I don't like facing Michael because I know what's going to happen. But making the game boring and a lengthy time is just an excruciating process. And sometimes when I get the Legion, I just stand there, like, okay, yep, stab me and move on. Stab me, and I mean, I try to play every match, but that match is really disheartening, especially when you get Legion over and over, and when they have like one of those killer challenges, and then it comes up, and then everybody and their grandmother are trying to play Legion, and it's just match after match and after match of Legion. That's a good time to go ahead and step away.
I hate to ask another question because our timer is up, but
Yeah.
But my other question is, who do you, when you're playing a survivor, who do you want to face? Who's the one you come up and you're like, this is going to be either it's going to be fun or it's going to be easy or whatever your reason is. What killer do you want to face every time?
Nurse.
The nurse.
I love facing the nurse because I feel like a looping god when I'm facing the nurse. Because if you're not very good at the blinky blinks, it's really tough for them. Like I'm able to run in the direction she's blinking or run away from her. I love facing the nurse for that reason. And it's so much fun because I'm not a very good looper in general. And so for me, that I just become this looping god during a nurse match because the nurse is very difficult to play, in my opinion. Hey, Nobi. How you doing?
Nobody.
Oh, that Bentley's not going to be there. Has canceling his flights. Damn it. Bentley, we invite you officially.
I mean, but now you're an afterthought too, just like I am. So we'll be there together. You can join me and Roddy Mama.
Oh wow, wow! Imagine.
I always prefer as I said earlier, my favorite killers to play are the clown and the nightmare, aka Freddy Krueger. Those are also my favorite ones to play against because I like seeing, because everybody plays those two. There's so many different ways people play them, and I like seeing how they play them. And I get a thrill when I'm like, oh, nobody ever plays the clown. This is going to be great. Or great, it's Freddy. I'm really excited to see how they build them, and I have a lot of fun when I'm playing them. And if I'm part of a team that gets wiped out by either of those players, I have no problem. I don't care how trolly they are. I have no problems playing against those two. Those are my.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I hate placing the clown. It's such an the bottles are annoying. The fog is annoying. It's kind of an annoyance. I don't mind it. Here's the thing too. Just like you said, nobody ever plays a clown. Nobody ever plays Freddy, seemingly. And so when you get those matches where it's like, holy, it's somebody we haven't seen, forever, right? Those, to me, it doesn't, like, regardless of who it is, if I haven't seen that killer for a while, that's a fun match for me. It's like, oh, cool. Now I can incorporate this other strategy that I have for that particular killer that I haven't employed before. So
nice. Yeah. All right. We're at almost the 2-hour mark. We're
doing well.
We're doing well. We're doing better than we expected. We've got retro games and dick-nanigans, some potluck to come up down the road. So stick around. We're going to take another break because Nick's drank way too much liquid and has to pee. It might be a short break, but we'll be right back. Yeah.
What do we? Okay. Okay.
Bye. We'll be right back, guys. We'll be right back. Stick around.
I loved Jarlaxle, and I'll tell you a little thing. I love his voice, and it's funny. I use a little trick for myself because you've got to remember the voices over.
Right, and there's so many in that series now.
So many, and it's over 10 years now that I have to remember. Sometimes a character will disappear for 2 books and come back, and so I won't tell you who it is, but I'm so bad at celebrity impersonations that I can do an impersonation and I'll use it, and that's what I did for Jarlaxle. and I get right to the voice instantly, but nobody has any idea who I'm doing.
Oh man.
So it's
Now I'm gonna have to think about it every next time I listen to one.
you have to listen to it and think about it, but I don't think you'll ever guess it.
Cool.
You have a favorite class you play in World of Warcraft?
I always have a favorite class that's different every week, which is why I
Okay.
have 4 level 70 characters waiting for the next expansion.
Nice.
I like the Warlock. I use my Warlock for soloing because they're so overpowered. It's insane. I use my Paladin as my gatherer for herbs and mining because a Paladin, you can't kill them.
Yeah.
They're boring. It's a protection Pally. You can't kill them. I'll stay alive. You're not going to kill me. But 3 hours later before I kill you, but I will.
Should we have Oberon say hi
Sure.
to the fans?
Sure.
All right.
So what is Twitch? Because I do it when I'm on the ground and a bug lands on me, I twitch. Is that what it, does everybody just go and you're just like I don't understand what it is. Like, is it that they're hungry and they need sausage, so they're just like twitch? Is it like a bunch of people who used to do meth? I know that's tweakers. I don't know Twitch.
We're about to come. Too much PP. Too much PP.
Yeah, that's what I hear every Saturday night.
we did not pull that up.
It's fine. Yeah, we did. It seems natural. He
No,
did that. He basically listen. Okay, Epic
You
came
started
back.
laughing like the second I said it. You're like, you broke.
Well, listen, Epic did that off stream, like almost immediately when he came back, and I about spit my fucking drink out. But yeah,
And I was like, let's just duplicate it then. We'll just do it again. And I said it, and he's
Anyway.
Too much PP.
Anyway, the Legend of Drizzt. There we go. Were you inspired at all by Drizzt? Sorry,
Dritzt. It's technically he calls it Dritzt, like
Dritzt.
pizza.
Okay.
So if you say
Right.
pizza, it's the ZZ is pizza.
Okay.
So it's Dritzt.
I gotcha. And so
he's from New York.
So right. But here's the thing, because of your podcast, I want to read those books.
Oh yeah.
I think so. Back to the book thing. That's a comedic callback. No, it's not comedic, but it is a callback regardless. I'm thinking about getting started on those. Mathis, tell me how those are going. Let me know if they're very, very good or not. But I kind of wanted to see if I could read those.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. But yeah, Matt House, Matt, again, thank you for the follow earlier today, and welcome on in. I interview all kinds of authors, so if you like reading books and you like authors, every other Monday we do a podcast. Oftentimes it's authors, not always. I've got a lot of authors coming up. The author of Bird Box is coming up. He's got a new anthology coming out, so that's going to be awesome. I just a big long list. Check out our library, our backlog. A lot of the people we've mentioned tonight have been on the podcast. So why are you flipping me off?
Not you. But yes.
Oh, yes. Yes. So yeah.
Go ahead. Next what?
Yeah. So next week, a week from tonight,
yes,
we're gonna have Elena Marinich. She's got a new RPG coming out called Yubi's Adventures is the name of the company. It's a brand new company.
Fucking awesome, dude.
And she's got a RPG setting called Sentima Sundered Wilds, and it's an RPG. It's like you're like in these like ethereal world lands, and you're playing like there's all these different kind of insect races and stuff that you get to be part of. So we're going to hear about that, and that Kickstarter is live. So we're going to talk with her, and I believe her main writer is going to be joining us for that.
Nice.
We're going to have Andy Law, who wrote a lot of the RPG for Warhammer. He did the cartography for Critical Role. We're going to have Gabrielle Harbaway, who's an editor who did the editing for Chris Jackson. She's edited for Ed Greenwood. Eric Scott DeBee. She's done her own novels, all kinds of stuff as well. Josh Bellerman is the one who did Bird Box, is going to be joining us. D.L. Soria is a new author, has a handful of books out, a lot of teen fiction, young adult fiction. Scott Innes is the voice of Scooby-Doo, is going to be joining us. We haven't pinned down a date, but Margaret Weiss, if you like Dragonlance, Margaret Weiss.
How the fuck did you get Margaret Weiss?
Because I'm the fucking king, baby.
Hail
to the king.
Hail to the... Is that the right way?
Mm-mm.
That way.
I'm over here.
Epic Realms, you making us all look bad. This guy.
So make sure to go ahead and listen if you like the past episode. Listen to it. So.
Look at all this shit. Yeah, and all the podcasts are available wherever podcasts are able to be listened to, downloaded, consumed, licked on, and put that in your ear holes.
Speaking of the podcast, this Wednesday is the 2-year anniversary of the podcast. I haven't I've lost track of time, and I just realized this weekend. So we're gonna try and do something special on Wednesday.
Are we gonna bring back past champions?
We're gonna do something. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm thinking maybe just getting community members to come in and help me celebrate the 2-year anniversary of the podcast on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And that's why we're having like some special week stuff going on. Tomorrow is our community challenge was successful. Our community challenge for a horror stream. I'm going to be playing Late Night Mop tomorrow. So
he said horror trolls.
So I'm going to have the heart rate monitor set up tomorrow, and we're going to have the the Late Night Mop stream going. I may or may not turn on the chip, so you might not necessarily need to get a hype train to make me eat these goddamn spicy ghost pepper chips that I don't want to eat.
Nice.
So we'll see. I haven't decided yet. So
nice. Deathgate Cycle. There you go. Yeah, that was a good series of books. I remember doing that. But yeah, you have worked so hard. Congratulations, dude. I think it's you can tell. Listen, you can tell it's going well, right? You're getting all of these people that are like, well, who the fuck is Epic Realm? Oh shit, he got all this and this and this people. It's very much ramping up. So yeah, you're going to be able to get pretty soon. You'll be able to get David Duchovny, right?
Oh, pulling off some off-screen stuff. Yeah, so David Duchovny is coming out with a comic book. I don't remember what it was, but somebody suggested that I try and get a hold of him. And I've been trying to find a way to contact David Duchovny, just because I was like, that would be kind of cool. I think
you got to go through Scully first, or the FBI. I'm not sure.
I might have to travel to Key West. There's a deep track right there. There's a deep cut for you.
Duchovny is his Matt Damon. Oh my God.
No, that'd be Bruce Campbell. If Bruce Campbell ever comes on the show, Bruce Campbell is the get. Bruce Campbell is number one on my want to get list. There's no.
That would be fun, because that is a personality, right? That you would, that would be a huge personality to have on here, and that would be a hilarious and awesome time. As long as you don't fangirl.
I would do a little fangirl, just because I want to tell the story about how I met him and what he did that affected me throughout my life. So it's a fun story, and I think it's kind of cool, and it shows what kind of a person.
That's not fangirling, though. That's not fangirling. It's not. It's really, that's really heartfelt, and I think, you don't really fangirl. You are a professional interviewer, and you tend to not fangirl. After the fact, you're like, did you see that? Oh my God, Octavius.
I don't fangirl fanboy unless I screw up when I'm talking to someone that was a big influence on me.
Right. Yeah. Watching through Burn Notice. Oh, that's a fun watch.
Burn Notice is great.
Yeah. Burn Notice is good. So yeah. Remember, you know what? I don't know what you're going to ask. So I'm going to do something here. There we go. I got to do this here first. And I want to, there it is. There. I likes it. That's exactly right. I think we'll just have that forever now. It's fine. I think that should be there. Like, hey, God damn it!
For those that are watching in a replay, Oct8vious is pinning a post that says Oct is right, and then our other moderator Bentley got rid of it, and now now they're fighting over it.
Fine.
That's great. By the way, those that are
Fucking
watching a replay of this,
outrageous.
Oct8vious is also one of the moderators of the live stream. So if you're in here during one of the live podcasts or any of the streams, really, Oct8vious is one of the moderators that helps in the background, does a lot of stuff. He does a lot of the stuff that helps I bounce ideas off of him and get questions and stuff like that. Oct8vious is a really important member of this stream, and without him, I don't know where the stream would be. So thank you, Oct8vious, for being part of this. He always likes to shout out everyone and talk about all the people that influenced him, but at the same time, he doesn't realize the effect he has on all of the other streams and all of the other people, including the podcast, which is why he's a 2-time champion, 3-time if you count the podcast, because he's been super helpful on the show and in the background, and just done all kinds of stuff to help both the stream and the podcast. So Oct8vious, thank you so much for being a awesome dude. And anybody who doesn't agree, well, you can just we'll keel haul you. And if you don't know what keel haul is, look it up.
Bentley, I don't know what to do with feelings. Can you DM me what to do with feelings? I'm not really sure what to do with that.
Feelings.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Oct8vious also does a retro stream. He does retro games on a retro stream, on a retro night, on retro days. That should be your tagline. That was pretty cool.
Really?
That was
No.
cool.
No.
That was
Oh my
awesome.
God. This is why Epic bounces ideas off of me. This is why right there. That's why. Just a plethora of terrible things coming my way. And I'm like, dude.
He's a retro
dude
that does retro streams because he's a retro guy on a retro night. It's retro games with retro Oct8vious. Here we go. All of the retro. Let's start the timer.
Okay. We can't. Bentley has quit.
What's new?
She just DM'd me that she quit. Thank you. You're welcome.
That's funny.
There you go. Oct is right. Permanently up there. Okay.
Sorry, hairline fracture.
Apparently. I say thank you to the feelings. Oh, I got you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, I'm sorry, hairline fracture. Bentley has gone rogue. Basically gone rogue. Now now it's
For those that don't know,
that.
I just deleted the message that said Oct is right.
You did?
I did, and that wasn't Bentley, that was me.
Why?
Bentley's like, I didn't delete it.
Why am I even here?
Mod Wars on Epic Realms off the pod. This is why you guys gotta watch the show live. This is the why you gotta watch the show.
Apparently, that's why you gotta do it live. Okay, so what were we you were segueing into the retro stuff?
You're doing retro streams. Where did you decide that you're gonna do that? And you use an emulator, right?
But yes.
Yes.
Most of the time.
What made you decide to do like retro games on there? What was the
I was
big words too.
Well, no, that's fine. I that's fine. I'll just let's see. Google. What does that mean? Okay, I got it. I used to like to curate, and this means like gathering up all the games for a specific system, doing graphics. I have like different emulation systems, like front ends that give you like the video, right? Like a replay of the game, the box art. I feel like all of the artwork and stuff is important, especially in retro games, because in retro games, the artwork was like, way better than the game.
Yeah, and that was the selling point, because you didn't have YouTube or anything like that back then.
You did not.
You were in the rental store going, oh, this might be good.
Right. This might be good. Exactly. And also Pixel Bentley is not innocent. But the thing of it was I really loved like getting through a system, like going through these different games, like just even looking through my front end, looking through the front end, which is basically just a piece of software that presents all the games really nicely, has box art, has videos of them, maybe some artwork from like an advertisement, tells you information about the game. Basically, that's what the front end is. And then it runs the game. It runs the actual emulator in the background. All right. I'm being serious and you're just being Epic Realms. What is happening right there?
You guys, so we have the drink refill in the channel point redemptions. It makes us refill the drink. And so I've had quite a bit for drink, and I'm like, woohoo! So of course you're talking about the front end, and I was talking about the back end. So there we go.
Yeah, well, and then the back end would be like the actual emulator. So the emulator might be command line. It might be something where you have to run commands to do it, and the front end handles that to do that. And so the front end looks pretty, right? And the back end, not so much sometimes. Yeah, but I think anyway, what I used to do is curate this stuff. I was really interested in, and of course I did all the systems I grew up with, right? Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, some of the old systems, but they had systems, Atari, right? But systems I had never heard of, and going through those ones and looking at those games and seeing, although the marketing didn't compete properly with Nintendo, some of the different systems were better, or had, for example, Bentley asked if I would do TurboGrafx 16. And that's yeah, exactly. It's a system that was big in probably Europe, probably bigger than, or no, it wasn't big in Europe. I'm so sorry. It was big in like Japan and that area. It went over to the United States, and Europe actually had it canceled, I think, and didn't really sell anything over there at all because of the failure to sell. And I think Nintendo was too big of a behemoth and just kind of overrode it. But anyway, Bentley had a TurboGrafx 16, and anyway, wanted to show some different games for that. We're definitely going to revisit some of these old things so we can kind of see. It was big in Japan, didn't get support in the United States, or it could have been amazing. Yeah, and that's the thing. It was just as good, if not better, in my opinion, to Nintendo at the time. But Nintendo had better marketing. Just the way it was. I mean, why was the Game Boy so successful? Black and white graphics. You couldn't see the fucking thing, right? You needed a reflector to make it bigger and a light so you could see the fucking thing. Why was the Game Gear
and it only lasted for 15 seconds?
Right. And so you're like, okay, how did that work? Well, guess what? Tetris. Guess what? You could link it together. You could have F1 racing together. I mean, that was huge for that particular device. So.
On your stream, what's been your favorite what out of all the retro games you've done? Because some of them, it's like you'll do a stream and you'll do like 5 games in one stream.
You still have the Game Boy. I still have my Game Boy too, and the capacitors kind of get messed up. But yeah, they're very old. What's the favorite retro?
What's the one that you did that you really enjoyed that you did on stream? Which game did you really enjoy playing on stream?
Well, it was some of the first ones, because I was like, how am I going to kick this off? You know, what am I going to kick off? And Mucky, it wasn't Underworldy. Get fucking wrecked. It was nothing to do with the Spectrum ZX. Identity Crisis, I'm with you, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, I'm going to pause the timer. I'm going to pause the timer since Identity Crisis is here. We're going to pause the timer because I want to tell. We're going to retell the story.
No, he's fucking late. He's late.
No,
as fuck.
No, we're going to pause the timer because after this guy who took he's like, we're going to have this convention and we're going to go with Oct8vious and it's going to be me and Oct8vious. And here he left me. Here's me in the background like, oh, fuck Epic Realms.
God damn it, P, suck it. Get off. Don't you fucking teabag me. You at least drop your pants when you do that.
No sound.
Yeah. That's probably best.
So here it is. Like, it's like, oh. And then after 2-3 weeks, I'm finally like, how come I didn't get invited? Roddy Mama invited me, but you guys didn't. And he's like, well, yeah, I guess, you're sure you're invited. Yeah, come on over.
Correct.
As an afterthought.
Why are you an afterthought? I don't get that. Weren't you friends for a long
time? That's what I thought. I thought we were friends, so why would I be invited?
Yeah, I mean, what? I mean, that's weird.
And all this time, you guys are acting like you're having these identity wars, when in reality, we can see right here. Sorry, wrong way. You can see right here that you guys are just buddy, just hanging out, little, right there. Yeah, yep. Right there. You see how it is. You see how it is. So yeah,
Look at this guy. This guy just takes no responsibility for his actions. Do you see what's happening right now?
I know. That's the way
Look
he's
at this
always
guy.
been. That's the way he's always been.
Sunstrider. What does Sunstrider have to do with it? What's Sunstrider have to do with it?
No remorse. He just doesn't care.
Right.
He's just too good for
I
us. He's
feel
like, I've got over 1,000 followers. I'm better than you all.
You think that's I think that's what he's got this complex, I think. And it's also I'm a
VR streamer. I'm better than you pancake gamers. That's what he said.
But wait, let's hold on now. Maybe he grew up in a place where passing the buck is what is culturally acceptable. You know, he might have grown up that way. We don't know. He's a UK transplant. He's basically a Minnesotan Brit. So
yeah. He's a fake. He's a fake Brit. He's fake, just like everything else, like a fake friend and a fake
news.
It's like, oh yeah,
Sunstrider. Guess what? Identity Crisis.
Just blamed you. He just blamed
drove
you.
the bus. He's like,
just
and then you're like walking Oliver, and all of a sudden you're just looking around, and then bus, just right over the top. I don't understand.
And so Epic Realms became an afterthought, and that's why the picture. Here's the picture. Proof that Epic Realms was an afterthought.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't hit that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying.
This Off the Pod brought to you by Off the Rails. Do you need to waste time? Get off the rails just today.
I put Off the Rails in my glass.
So again, that's the there's the pin. That's the the Oct8vious is going to be in South Dakota for the.
Can it be? I wanted
fighting cancer.
Oct8vious. Yes. Voices Against Cancer.
Voices Against Cancer. Cancer.
Voices Against Cancer.
So that's going to be coming up here in July. So make sure to go and check
July, 14th through the 16th.
Lyric gifting a sub to Hairline Fracture. So yeah, go and check that out. Thank you, Bentley, for posting voicesagainstcancer.org.
You take him back. Take him back, Hashtag. Take him back.
Has insulted the UK. Where will be the repercussions? It'll be in the next game where he's being salty. That's what's going to happen. Cool air guitar, Oct. Yeah, voicesagainstcancer.org. Check it out, guys. Check it out. It's a good cause.
Zao, it's all about the fingering.
And there's the picture again, just because we can't get enough of how much that Oct8vious and Identity Crisis are in bed together trying to hose me over in the background. So let's start this timer again. We were talking about retro games.
Oh yeah, are we?
You played Batman for me.
I did, yeah.
On there.
Yep.
And recently I was inspired because I love retro games too. And I have a Raspberry Pi that I play mine on.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? For my first newer spiel, I guess, at retro games, I'm gonna play Batman just so I can see if I get further than Oct8vious, and I did.
You did.
I did.
You did. It was no problem.
But I didn't get much farther. I think I got to like the second or third level, and I was like, yeah. And everybody convinced me that I should move on to the second game, which was Ninja Gaiden, which I was completely rocked and destroyed. So I challenge you, Oct8vious. I challenge you on your next retro stream to play the original Ninja Gaiden and get further than I did.
I probably won't listen to you or play it. No, I'm just joking. I can do that. If you Oct8vious is a brain is a jello mold, right? With things, bits in it, and you're poking at it. I will forget. But I do have in my Discord.
Twitter, Discord,
I have a Discord.
Everybody send him a message saying, "Don't forget to do Ninja Gaiden for your next retro stream." Everybody remember to do that right now. Just go in there right now and send him that message. Spam him.
God damn it.
Everybody.
No.
Because if only one, if you're like, oh, somebody else will do it, then everybody's going to think somebody else is going to do it. So you all need to do it and don't waste time.
Okay,
and send
everything's going off now. Thanks. Bloop, bloop. I hear bloop. That's fine. Funny.
Well, you should have that shit muted.
Hilarious. I don't. I should. No, fuck, there it goes. Okay, fine. It's fine. Yep, I won't forget now. But yeah, actually the next one is going to be I forgot. The next one is actually going to be Nope, I forgot again. Really?
It's going to be Ninja Gaiden. See? You're going to do Ninja Gaiden.
It's not, though.
You're going to try and see if you can get farther than me. And
the reason I don't remember is because
you don't want to lose.
Because
this
no, it's going to
a
be
competition.
actually.
It's a
It's
competition.
actually no, it's Leisure Suit
Leisure Suit.
Larry.
Okay. After
Yeah.
Leisure Suit Larry, because I want to see
after Leisure Suit Larry.
You also got to do the Playboy Mansion, FYI. Just saying.
Yeah, well, I no, but
What?
yeah, Leisure Suit.
That's a
the
great
Playboy.
game.
That
That's a
I don't
great
think it
game.
is. That's about as good a game as that peen game you played. Remember that with the peens that you had in the like an
No!
arcade? Do you remember that? That's like
do.
your first clip or
It
some
was
shit.
one of my first clips. It was.
Yeah,
I think
of you playing a peen game.
Yeah,
something like that.
Milk and Nuts and Milk. It's
Yeah.
Nick has to do Castlevania.
We did play Castlevania too on there too, but yeah, you definitely can check that out. Rock some Castlevania, but yeah, Ninja Gaiden, we could definitely do that. We'll roll that out. I take suggestions in that retro gaming channel for a reason, and I like to explore different genres. For example, I never considered actually streaming the Spectrum ZX before. Like, why would I want to? But we have several community members who grew up with that particular computer system and wanted to see some gameplay from it, and so we did. For example, Lyric Lost had suggested Full Throttle, so we went through that adventure game. I want to do more of some LucasArts games, but I wanted to contrast the art style and the comedic authorism, if you will, from Full Throttle to something that was a little bit before the time, but kind of paved the way, which is the Sierra Online game from 1987, Leisure Suit Larry. This is obviously an updated version of it, and we'll go through it, but it's basically the same game, same comedy, just upgraded graphics, and can run in Windows. So that's coming up on Retro Classic this upcoming Wednesday. So to answer your question, though, my favorite one was some of the first ones that I did. Load Runner, one of my favorites from all time, and it fucking held up even to this day, because I could still sit and play it and chat. When I can play and chat at the same time, like Dead by Daylight is a staple for me, right? I can it's an easy stream for me because I can play the game and chat at the same time. Load Runner was the same way. I had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun, and it was fun. Prince of Persia is another one. Those couple of them I really super enjoyed going through it, even though I didn't make it to the end. I made it all the way to the last level, and I ran out of time in Prince of Persia. But that was fun. Those are fun for me. But all of them really, just playing through some of the games. And here's a fun fact: I never played Full Throttle at the time. I never played it. I never got back to it, and so that was really super cool for me to actually see that happening. What is happening in the chat?
I know. Grinder says I need to play some N64 GoldenEye. If I'm going to play an N64 retro game, it's going to be some fucking wrestling. I don't care what anyone's saying.
You're going to play a wrestling game?
If we're going to do some N64, it's going to be some wrestling. And I actually have that. Like, my wife has the Nintendo. I don't have mine anymore. But we have hers, but it's like I just play that. But if I'm going to pull it out, I'm going to pull out the N64 because I still have my save cartridges. I have all my characters still that I
That's awesome. Yeah, I would definitely do that. What do you think it is considered retro? Like, for example, we have a community member, Danish, is here. He plays retro games. However, his retro games are from like PlayStation 2. To me, that's too new. But for him, if it's 3 or 4 consoles ago, that's what he explained to me. To him was retro. He's a lot younger than me though, too.
Yeah.
So to me, though, retro is going to be pre-CD, right? Anything on a CD. So Nintendo 64 would qualify for sure. Anything with a cartridge, I guess. Anything with, discs. But CD, I did play a few CD games with kind of in the early days of it. But basically anything that would come on a floppy or a cartridge.
I'd consider
retro
PS2.
for me.
I'd consider PS2, maybe even PS3 retro. Anything past that, no. But definitely PS2, I would consider retro.
Sure.
At this point,
and
PS3
that's
is
why
like borderline for me. Like PS3,
sure, yeah, PS3 would be borderline for me too. I think if you're in terms of retro, but that's why I think I put the Retro Classic. That's why I called it the Retro Classic, because I wanted to go a little older than actual retro.
Right.
So that's kind of why I named it that. That's the point. That was the idea behind the actual name of the show. And so yeah, I have a bunch of upcoming ideas, but community members are definitely putting in. I'll just go through Oregon Trail and we can diss Terry all we want to. It'll be fun. We can diss Terry a lot. Because you die. You
Diss
die
Terry?
from
Who's
dissing.
Terry? And why are we dissing him?
You die from dissing Terry.
Why would
That's
we diss
what
Terry?
happens.
I don't even know
I don't
Terry.
know.
Oh, are we talking
I
like
don't know
the
Terry
Hulk?
either.
Oh, Hulk Hogan, like Terry Bollea?
Yeah,
Hulk
because
Hogan? We
that
diss
guy,
him.
there's something wrong with him.
Yeah, he is. What you gonna do, brother?
Make a sex tape, brother.
Make a sex tape, brother.
Yep, exactly. You want to see if I can figure out what? What am I figuring out? Wait, what? Am I figuring out the hardest?
The G game.
What's the G game? What's that?
I don't know. He says it starts with a G. He said,
It's
but
the
listen to this
hardest-
game, we know the hardest retro game of all time, right? It starts with the G. And Identity Crisis says the G Spot Simulator, which, you know, that's the hardest game. That's the hardest game for Identity Crisis, not for me and Octavius.
Yeah.
That's an easy game for us.
Yeah. The secret. Do you want a hint? Identity Crisis.
Don't give him any hints. Don't give him any hints. You know why? Because he didn't feel. Because I'm an afterthought. Fuck him. I'm an
Okay.
afterthought.
It's fine. I
Didn't invite me until after I said something. That's why. Where in
I
the world is Carmen
acquiesce to the
Sandiego?
host. To the host request. That's not hard. Anyway, what? Oh, wrestling games. I never played any wrestling games.
Wait, who said
I
something
didn't play
about
any
wrestling
retro.
games? Oh, wrestling
Read
games
my
were great.
comment, motherfucker. Oh, well, you can. you could allow that. Jeepers.
Ghosts and Goblins. Roddy Mama says Ghosts and Goblins. Here's the thing. On Steam, in my list, I have a
Goblins?
remake of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which
Okay.
is the second version of Ghosts and Goblins. It was on,
Sure.
but I don't remember. I think it was Super Nintendo. They made Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which was
Yeah.
after Ghosts and Goblins. And they have it
Right.
on Steam, and I'm like, God, I really want to get back to play it because I love that game.
Do it.
I sucked
Do
so
it.
bad.
It doesn't matter. I think some of the point of it is the nostalgia of it, right? Going
is.
back, taking a look at and then you can kind of see the similarities, like where we are now with games versus where we are back then. What was the idea behind games back then? We didn't have the graphics. So then we're focusing on the gameplay, or we're focusing on the controls. How do you control the little sprite or whatever it does, how the pixels are moving on the screen. But the graphics were secondary, very much so. Third, tertiary, probably. But in moving on to now, is the gameplay the same? Is the gameplay taking that much care? I don't think so. I don't think it is. And I don't think that that they're taking as much care in designing the games versus shovelware used to be a thing, right? People used to make cheap ass games, shovel them out there on, $5 discs, and there you go. Here's a bunch of games, 1,001 games, and they're all garbage. But unfortunately, I feel like although there are some fun games now, some AAA studios are creating an environment where they want the shovelware out there, and they say, we'll just patch it later. Everybody's fine with this. This has become the culture where I don't have to finish the game. I can just patch it later and just come out with whatever, just because we have a deadline, sell copies, bottom line, and get the money for it. And so I think that's what's happening. So you can kind of see that in the old games. That's what the retro games allows a window into.
And I think retro games also are a lot of fun because you mentioned that like it's about the gameplay, not the graphics. And you see that still. Like there's a reason that Minecraft is popular. And it's not because the graphics are awesome.
Right.
They're like sometimes graphics are great, but people don't always care about that. And I think that's one of the reasons that the retro games are still fun, because it's still a challenge. Like you can give Batman from the original movie to a 14-year-old kid, and he's not going to destroy that game in 5 minutes. He's not.
Yeah.
He's going to die and be like, what the hell is this crap?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the funny part, right? That is the hilarious part. We do not give a fuck about graphics. We don't fucking care. We play card games still. We play chess. Right? Have they updated the graphics unbeknownst to me on those games? No, they fucking haven't. We're still playing those games because they are, you're playing them with friends. You're playing them the community. Dice games, right? We're playing these things. We're drinking. We're having fun. We're having camaraderie. We're making connections with people. And that's the important part. Graphics and all these things that the corporate game makers think are so important are actually not. in the core, of anybody's being, I don't think, but they force it on you, right? They tell you that you need to care, and they develop this, they take advantage of the FOMO, fear of missing out, and really try to hone their marketing in to fool you into wanting to play their game.
Yeah. I'm going to switch gears real quick. We've only got about 3
Sure.
minutes left on this topic, and I want to get this
Okay.
in.
Go
so
ahead.
what is, out of all the retro games, what retro game is really near and dear to your heart, and why? What's a really important one to you?
Two of them. So first one, well, three.
And then I'll answer that too.
I mentioned two, Lode Runner and Prince of Persia, but the other one would be Lemmings.
The
reason.
High five. Let's do Lemmings on stream.
Boonk. I did that already. I did Christmas Lemmings during Christmas. So the reason is because my uncle really got me into gaming, and really got me my first computer, which was a Commodore 64 computer, and then got me an Apple IIe, and then subsequently got me some kind of IBM PC. But anyway, what we used to do is we used to take our computers with us and visit my grandparents' house. And so we go to grandparents' house, we'd visit, we'd have food, it was a farm, we'd go do farm things, but then in the evenings we would have our computers set up, we'd both be playing games. And in Lemmings in particular, we would both do the level. We'd both be like sitting there together, like the old LAN party, right? You'd have all the computers set up. But anyway, this was before LAN, before networks, before that time, before dinosaurs, before that's where I live. Anyway, because I'm a Highlander, I'm 188 years old. And we would sit and play the level. And then, did you get it? Did you get this part? Did you get the code? You had to write down codes. There was no saving, and basically was fun for me. And doing that. And so there was that connection with my uncle for Lemmings, as well as Lode Runner and Prince of Persia. He would watch me play Prince of Persia for hours. Like, we would just sit and try to figure out how to get through that game. And then as far as Lode Runner goes, Lode Runner, I had so many different connections. And here's the reason: because Lode Runner had an editor. You could edit and make your own levels and share them with your friends, and we did a lot of that in school. Friends would create them, bring the floppy disk, hey, try out my level, try this out, cool. We try to make hard ones that nobody could figure out. It was very much an action puzzle game, and it was fun to create your own levels. Like, who the fuck even has that? It wasn't a lot of those things out there at the time, and that's why those three games are near and dear to my heart. And Prince of Persia was a phenomenal game at the time.
Awesome.
Wow, I got the hook.
You did get the hook.
Yoinked right off of there. No, it is not Sunstrider. You played a version of that game before the age of, floppy Oct8vious.
I was talking about Lemmings. There's a game called I might have posted it in chat, but there's a game called King Arthur's World for the Super Nintendo, which is kind of Lemmings-like. I highly suggest checking out as well. Maybe Oct8vious will play it one day. Maybe I'll play it someday.
What's that? I'm sorry, I missed that.
King Arthur's World, it's called. It's kind of like
King
Lemmings.
Arthur's World?
It was a Super Nintendo game. It was kind of like Lemmings. You could place the guys, and they only do, each different unit does certain things, and then they move in.
Sure.
And they move
I
forward.
got you. Okay, that is interesting. Lyric is saying Super Nintendo. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, post it. I would love to try. I'd love to try stuff like that. There are so many games out there.
I loved Adventures of Lolo. Was a Nintendo game that was a puzzler. But so I'm gonna tell my story about a game, and I said this recently. So recently, I was inspired by Oct8vious. I did a retro stream. I used my Retro Pi, and I played Batman, and then I played Ninja Gaiden, and those are two games that were really important. Like, I really loved playing. Outside of the classics, like obviously the Super Mario's and Tetrises of the world, Excite Bike and all that shit is a thing. But I told this story in chat at the time, and I'm going to repeat the story for the listeners here, because I know that we have some different people that weren't here for that as well. Ninja Gaiden holds a very special place in my heart because I did a lot of moving as a kid. I think every year I moved to a different school. I was always the new kid in a new school everywhere I went. And if you've ever been the new kid in a school, you know that you have one goal. Your one goal is to not be the one kid that gets picked on. Your goal is you get in there and you just make sure you survive, because kids are fucking ruthless. They're
True.
And so I moved to this new town, had to make new friends. My parents were trying to find jobs. They had to find a place to stick me. They shoved me in a Boys and Girls Club. Boys and Girls Club of America. And I went in there and they had they had a Nintendo. Like, I owned a Nintendo. They had one set up, and then you could sign up for a time and you get like 15 minutes playtime. And then the next person could come in. You could give your playtime to somebody else. And my first day there, I was in there and they were playing Ninja Gaiden. And it was like the third boss I had never beat in Ninja Gaiden, but I was really good at getting up to that third boss. And everybody was really into that game at the Boys and Girls Club. So I just was like, I'm just going to do the best. I'm not going to play dodgeball. I'm not going to play Foursquare. I'm not going to play basketball. I'm not going to do any of this.
Sure.
I'm going to play Nintendo because I can just sit by myself and fuck the world. And I can sit down and I can just play the game and I don't have to worry. And so I signed up for the game, and they pre-chose the people running the place. Treat like this Nintendo is playing this game, and this Nintendo is playing this game.
Okay,
I wasn't going to play Barbie's World, so I played Ninja Gaiden. I don't know if it was Barbie's World. It was some other game I didn't want to play.
I mean, why not?
And so I signed up for Ninja Gaiden, and everybody was watching, and they were like, nobody could get past the first boss.
Okay.
And then it was my turn. And I sat down and I played, and I burned through, got to the first boss, killed the first boss. My 15 minutes was up halfway through the second boss, and the next guy goes, dude, you're awesome. You get my spot. Just take my spot. Keep playing. I want to see what's next in the game.
Okay.
So the next 2 hours was me playing Ninja Gaiden, because everybody kept giving me their spot because they wanted to see what was next. And I instantly made friends that day. Just because I could play Ninja Gaiden because I like the game.
Sure.
That was also the day that I finally beat that third boss. So I finally learned how to beat that boss, and I beat him that same day and got to go to a board I had never seen. So I was super excited because it was a game that I really loved as well, because I was really into ninjas. So Ninja Gaiden always holds a special place in my heart, mostly because of that, that was, right around fifth or sixth grade-ish. Like, it was a really important, development part of my life as a human. And so, I didn't have to do a bunch of shit that you do being the new kid. Like, I had an instant in, and I made friends pretty quickly because of that game. So it was, it was pretty cool. So that's my story.
Well, then you learn how to cope, also too, how to make friends. I can make friends with this, I can make those connections with this, and that's important for every kid to learn. I think just how to fit in with everybody, and I think that's awesome. That's an awesome story, much better than my shit stories. Jeez,
that's not your stories. Aren't shit stories.
I think that too is I moved around a lot too, so I can empathize with what you had to go through to do that. And so, finding your thing is super important for sure. So that's fun. Okay. Then given that, I think, we'll definitely do that. Battle chess.
And by the way, I'm surprised you didn't say the original Diablo.
So no, that's not a retro to me because it came on disc. It always came, or CD. It came on CD.
Because that was PlayStation 1, wasn't it?
No. Well, no, computer first. But yeah, it was on PlayStation 1 as well. Yeah, it was on there. But yeah, that one is I could still play that to this day. I still have a great time playing it. It holds up pretty well for me. But yeah, it wasn't quite retro enough for retro classic, but definitely is one of those retro games that we played a shit ton of, my uncle included. But I think I actually have more hours on Diablo 3 because my uncle, now older now, probably in his late 60s at the time when Diablo 3 came out, I would bring my computer over to his house. We didn't have to, but it was like reminiscent of the old LAN days when we used to do that.
Yeah.
And getting connected. And anyway, we just get connected together and we would play. When Diablo 3 first came out, we played for 16 fucking hours straight until we were zombies, and we're like, I think we'd be up, I better go home and sleep. But then I'd be right back the next day, 8 o'clock, and we played for a straight week. We had such a great time doing that. So you know, Diablo brought us a lot of joy over the years, Diablo 1, 2, and 3. And so yeah, we developed a lot of different relationships through that. So yeah.
Look at us. Look at us just giving in to the audience and telling personal stories.
Thermonuclear war. Thank you, Identity Crisis. Thank you, Matthew Broderick wannabe.
Wow.
You love D3 so much. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to play Diablo growing up, but I remember the old Warcraft games, right? The old just the first Warcraft. I think before that though. Go ahead.
I was gonna say D&D had a rip-off Diablo game. It was
Did they?
Yeah, it was something Dark Alliance, I think. D&D.
Yeah,
Alliance.
It was Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance. Oh, I should have mentioned
Dark
Baldur's Gate was a huge retro game for me too. I mean, I think that's retro-ish.
Sure. Yeah, it's retro-ish. Yeah, it came on CDs, but it definitely was my introduction to like D&D games as far as retro goes was probably going to be Pool of Radiance. That was the first Dungeons and Dragons exposure that I got. I played all of those different
and now you're a D&D
they call
master.
them gold box. I am not. Steven says I'm doing well, but I don't believe that. I don't know what I'm doing in the game. But World of Warcraft, before that, there was a game called Dune 2 by Westwood Studios, the makers of the Command and Conquer, and that's very much where that kind of started. Dune 2, and then you've got your Command and Conquers and World of Warcraft. But Dune 2 by Westwood Studios, one of the first kind of real-time strategy kind of games like that.
Champions of Norath, that sounds super familiar. Yes, Champions of Norath. Yeah, I played that as well.
Kind of
I
the
had
same
to look
vein.
at it. I was like, I'll see. I'll recognize
Definitely
it if I
is.
see it.
Marathon. Yeah, that was on the Marathon, though. I feel like that was on the Apple. And I think it was just made for Apple. I don't think we got that on the
Octavius, have you played Shadowgate or Deja Vu?
So no.
Those are Nintendo games. They're like puzzle.
Yeah, no, I know of Shadowgate, but I did not play that one, and I did not play Deja Vu either.
I think I might play one of those two in the next couple of weeks too. I might play one of those.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, this is not that. So okay, so Retro Classic is not exclusive to my stream. If I don't know what Inspire You, I don't know what that is, but I think you've wanted to play these for a while. But yeah, this is to be enjoyed. To everybody should enjoy these old games. I mean, it's our, we love games and we want to see the history of it. I think it's a fun nostalgia thing. But yeah. Wing Commander, yeah, Wing Commander, very much Chris Roberts game there. Wing Commanders 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, Privateer 1 and 2. I played the shit out of those games. No, not Burger Time. I've had that too, arcade game. What a pain in the fucking ass. But Wing Commander, Chris Roberts, I'm gonna play some Chris Roberts Star Citizen on Tuesday. It's the last day of the free Star Citizen, so I'm gonna go there. But that's where Wing Commander took us, to Star Citizen right now, the Chris Roberts Kickstarter. So we're gonna try that. But yeah, 6 floppies. It came on a ton of floppies, and when one of those floppies went bad, you were screwed. Best retro games, Zork, a text adventure games. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you didn't even have graphics. It was just like you had to make draw a map, and man,
I still need to get you to help me out and set up an emulator on my thing. So there's some PlayStation games I want to play, PlayStation 2 games I want to play.
Oh yeah. We just have to find the time to get together to do that.
No, isn't that the problem? There's a handful of PlayStation games I like. I really want to show the community because they have like some people have no clue, and I don't even want to suggest. I don't even want to suggest what they are because it'll be more fun when it happens. So
yeah, do it. I think that would be great. Yeah, let me know, and we could do that. But yeah, let's get some
next
of that.
Next time you're in my
content
neck of the woods, do you need to be physically here? Or can we do it digitally?
No.
Okay.
We can do it. We can do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
Okay. All right, one of my first 4
Castle of the Winds too. I played the original Castle of the Winds. That's your D&D. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Now, oh my
Castle
God.
of the
oh my God.
Winds. Castle of the Winds was basically a little Windows game, and it was a little dude just kind of running around, and it was kind of D&D, but definitely was kind of like that. You got weapons, you had to kill monsters. It was interesting little Windows game. The original Adventureland text adventure game. Oh boy, Lyric. That is old. That is old. You know what a text adventure game is? Epic Realms, where it's basically just text, just like
I
a
played.
book,
I played
right?
the old
You
Muds.
played that?
The old Muds.
Okay,
where you
yeah,
have to type
sure.
in,
Yeah, exactly like that. Exactly. Well, not exactly, but pretty
It
similar.
was
to
text,
that,
and
so.
you had to type in, move
Yep.
forward, move
Move
northeast,
left,
and then
yeah,
it would like,
right.
you move northeast, you see this.
Yeah.
And so,
And some of those games, it did incorporate like some graphics, so they had like a scene that you saw, right? And with the text on then that was kind of later that they incorporated that. But yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, very much like a Infocom was a company that came out with a lot of those things, and I believe that's an Infocom game. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. They had a whole lot of stuff. The Leather Goddess of Phobos. You're welcome. That seems appropriate. That's another one that was like
would have
that
been
too.
more appropriate in the first section of the show when we were both
probably more apropos there. But, yeah,
so
there you
our next category.
What is it?
Normally our last category, because ever since we had Eric's Guide to Beyond, another author, by the way, who's an awesome community member, a person that I am friends with, he's started off the potluck, where it's like we talk about whatever the fuck happens, whatever we missed, whatever we wanted to talk about, whatever we skipped over, whatever we thought about, whatever chat comes up with, whatever inspires us, just whatever was the potluck. But however, today,
wow.
in commemoration to Octavius, we are not calling it potluck.
Is that in memorandum? Am I dying? What's happening?
In memorial, in regards to, in speciality for, thus thine is who thine might be of Octavius. We are not calling it potluck. We are calling it Dicknanigans.
I'm fine.
Dicknanigans.
Dicknanigans. It's amazing. I am. So what if I'm fine? I'm fine. I'm not, just because I'm old doesn't mean I'm done. I'm fine.
You're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. How are you? How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
You're good.
Yeah.
And I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to start the timer anyhow, because what the hell? Why the hell?
Right.
Why the hell not? What do you have coming up this week?
I've got a lot of things coming up this week and next week. Of course, Diablo 4, drops this week, June 1st here, June 2nd in the
Holy
UK.
crap.
And so we are going to do.
That didn't come out right. Never mind.
Oh no, Grinder.
No, Grinder really.
I thought that was you talking.
That wasn't me talking. I mean, it was me talking.
I mean, it was you talking. Yeah, technically was. Yep, there you go.
I just didn't know what kind of balls I had at the time, and now I do. Now I know what kind of balls I have. They're big.
Do you? Did you weigh them, and did you?
I did.
Check them out.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I had some of the community members help me with that. Thank you.
How come I didn't get an invite? I didn't get invited. No, I don't know why I didn't get invited.
Well, now that you say so, now that you say something, now I'll invite you. There's good old Mucky McFly right here. Mucky. There's Mucky. There's me and Octavius. We need to do an off the pod where it's just the three of us. Me, you, and Mucky. Oh my god. Special weekend edition.
Ew, nobody would watch that. Ew.
Oh, that would be so horrible.
But yeah, I'm doing a 12-hour stream.
What?
Okay, never mind, Grinder. Grinder's got it.
This might be my favorite Octavius alert, by the way.
I hate it. I hate it so much because I look stupid. I don't like the way I look at it.
Somebody clip that where we're dancing to the video of us dancing.
No, don't clip that.
Yes! I'm going to replace that alert with a new alert, which is the same clip, but...
Please don't fucking do that. Bunch of bastages. Bunch of Bastages. Fuck.
Pixel says, "Fuck off." I'd watch the
Why?
hell out of that. The three of us.
Why?
Just the three of
Alertception.
us. Then we're gonna have another Oct8vious show and have that come up.
Nobody wants more of this. It's like a Tom Petty albums. Nobody needs more of that.
Rest in peace, Tom Petty.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, we're gonna do a 12-hour. I don't know why.
Because you're crazy.
I feel like Bentley made my schedule because I don't know why I'm doing this. But anyway, yeah, Thursday it drops at 6 p.m. Central Time. Diablo 4 12-hour bash. I'm going to be doing the 12-hour stream. That's 6 p.m. to 6 motherfucking a.m. for whatever reason. But we're gonna just do some Diablo 4 and we're gonna open it up to. We have community members who have Diablo 4. If he wants to play with me, you got 12 hours to do so. But yeah, that's kind of the thing, and then some retro classic this week with Leisure Suit Larry. But the normal stuff, I'm gonna incorporate Star Citizen. We're gonna try it out on Tuesday, or sorry, Tuesday. What's today? Monday? Yeah, it is Monday.
It is Monday. So
I don't even know what day it is.
Tomorrow is Tuesday.
Tomorrow is Tuesday, 10 a.m. We're going to start some Star Citizen. We're going to check it out, see how we like it, and Oct8vious may purchase it for himself, and then we could do some more Star Citizen. But we just kind of wanted to check it out while it was free. But then we also have Community Sunday coming up on Bentley Stream. We're going to do Jackbox games, which is always hilarious. Definitely don't talk about dicks the whole time.
Definitely don't mention all of the people streaming. There's always going to be like somebody's going to mention Oct8vious in every prompt. Somebody's going to mention Bentley in every prompt, but nobody's going to mention Epic because, well, like we said.
Oh my god!
Like we said, Epic is an afterthought.
God.
Epic's an afterthought.
Wait,
Epic's always an afterthought, right there. See, I'm an afterthought. Just
Alexa,
so you know.
Alexa, add Pity Pot to the shopping list.
I've added Pity Pot to your shopping list.
Thank you.
Is that an actual thing? She obviously added it to the shopping list.
She did. Right now I have Pity Pot, fuck offs, and a baseball bat. I don't know why that's on the list, but it is. That's what happened. But then the week following, guys, I'm going to be doing a co-op. It's going to be co-op week. So I'm doing co-op streams with a dash of nerd for Diablo 4 Monday and Tuesday. I've got Ice 233. I've got Lazy Legs on Friday of this week here on June 2nd, but basically just kind of moving into some righty mama. Preempting some co-op streams here. I'm going to do Deathstroker. And I'm also going to co-op games with him. And then also too, we've got a Blue Devils gamer, and we're going to play some games with him throughout the week. But we'll post that particular schedule as it comes up. But that's kind of what's coming up for me. We're just kind of doing stuff this week for Diablo 4, and then the week following, just a co-op stream themed week. So that's what we have going on. Yeah,
nice. Are you excited for any of those?
All of it. I'm excited for all of it. I'm particularly excited for Diablo 4 dropping. I'm excited to play Leisure Suit Larry. I haven't played that in a long time. I like the retros. The retro games are fun as hell. And then the co-op stuff is really exciting for me. So streaming at the same time as another streamer, collaborating with other streamers, and a famous person said to me one time, and I think his name was Oct8vious. No, that's not right. It's some dude. He said Epic Realm, whoever Epic Realms is, said that, and I'm misquoting probably. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bentley. That high tides lift all ships or something. Is that a thing?
Did I say that?
I don't know. Yeah, you did. You said that to me, and so I am a proponent of doing that, and so this is a good way to expose ourselves to some of these other communities. And so yeah, we've reached out and we've gotten all those people to collab for this. So definitely stay tuned. More of that though this coming month. Also though too, last but not least that I'd want to say is it is Pride Month coming up, and so we'll be having some special emotes, we'll be having some special overlays for that, and so that's coming up as well. I'm very excited to see what we can come up with, and I know Bentley already has her transition into multicolors in honor of that. So we're very excited to bring all this stuff in the next coming weeks.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I that's actually a quote that I heard when talking about professional wrestling was high
Sure.
tides raises all ships, and that like
Yeah.
some promoters, aka Vince McMahon, didn't really believe in that, but a lot of I truly believe that high tides raise all ships. And
all of these
I use that
streamers
anyways.
do. Yep. And Epic believes in that, and all the streamers that I mentioned too are big proponents in that as well. And
That's why
so
we all like we don't shy away from promoting each other. Like obviously you don't want to go just barge into somebody's stream and be like, hey guys, I'm streaming right now, or check out my streaming. Like you don't want to do that, but definitely like, you know, we have no problem giving shout outs and talking about the other streamers and be like, hey, they're doing things like, hell, I think, what was it, last week? Maybe it was last week before, it was, you were on, Bentley was on, I was on, Pixel Nix was on. There was like a handful of people from all of our communities that we all know each other. We're all on at the same time. And we weren't butthurt about it. It's like, yeah, let's go. This is awesome. We're all on. We're all doing well. And if we take from each other, big deal. Like it's awesome, because if you Oct8vious gain a bunch of followers and surpass all of us, which you're gonna do, then that's great, because Bentley's gonna gain from it, Pixel's gonna gain from it. Everybody's gonna do well. If I surpass everybody, if I do super awesome, like I'm gonna have you guys on this show. We're gonna promote you. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about Bentley. We're gonna talk about King Chava and Identity Crisis, even though I'm an afterthought to him. We're gonna talk about all those people.
what I want is what I would like.
I snorted and laughed at my own joke.
You did, and that happens frequently. He does laugh at his own jokes. So.
Right.
It's very weird. And we should, it should be like a mega stream. And that's kind of what it is. And Deathstroker mentioned this to me. He said on his stream, he goes, Oct8vious, he gave me like some, I didn't like feelings. Anyway, whatever. He said some nice things. But anyway, he goes, what he would like, and I agree with him, is that one of us become partner, right? One of us in the team, in the vicinity, become partners, so that we can make like one of those an actual team on Twitch. And then once that happens, and so the Deathstroker has quite a few followers. Identity Crisis just hit over 1,000 now.
The goal is to hit
Realms
partner.
is ramping up. So the goal is to hit partner, and then once that happens, we can start having like a team together, and then that high tide raises all ships will become actual reality. But everybody's working really hard to get there. I feel like Bentley just went through and did my whole schedule, contacted people as if she was forcing me to do a bunch of things. Well, yeah, she says, I did all this stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll do it. And so, and she did that. So everybody is working hard to do that. Look at all the people that Epic Realms has coming up on the fucking podcast. Are you
I always
kidding
joke
me?
when I talk to some of the guests on the podcast.
Ridiculous.
When I talk to some of the guests on the podcast, I always joke, it's like, for those that haven't been part of the podcast and haven't been there to watch it, like it's live streamed here on Twitch, but I always tell the guests, like, when I do the 1 hour interview portion, the focus is on the podcast. So if they pull out something physical to show the audience, I will stop and just explain, like, what you're looking at is a Lego guy with a teacup head, and he's got like a noble outfit, for those that are listening. Because for me, the podcast gets way more views than Twitch and YouTube and whatever. And I always say that when I'm telling people, when I'm asking people to come on the show, I say I also do this as a live stream on the side. Eventually, I keep saying, eventually the live stream is going to surpass the podcast. Eventually, I'm going to get more live stream viewers watching the podcast than I'm going to be getting for downloads as far as the podcast goes. And shit's going to change when that happens.
Sure.
Like the focus will shift dramatically because
it has to,
regardless of whether it's YouTube or Twitch, that's going to change. But like right now, as far as the podcast goes, like that's the focus. But everything else, like it's the your stream is growing, my stream, Bentley's stream, all the streams, everybody from this community is growing at such an alarming rate. I can't wait for one of us to hit partner. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and
I don't think it's you're going to be first. Just letting you know.
That's not
Guys,
a thing.
Octavius
But
is going to hit partner before. Mark it down. I'm a freaking. I don't know what the term is. I'm a psychic. That's the word. I'm a freaking psychic. Octavius is going to hit partner before all of us.
right, you're epic Nostradamus.
Unless he gives
but
up, but he's not going to because I won't let him.
Yeah,
Bentley won't let him.
I'm being forced to do all this. Also, too, it's not good, I don't think, to be stagnant, right? You always want to change your dynamic based on what's happening for you. And people, but I don't think the podcast is going away as far as audio downloads and listening, because people want to consume things in various forms, right? They want to consume this because they get to interact with you and us and everything going on. But sometimes they're like, I'm going to go be lyric lost in my garden and I just want to listen to the podcast. So they're going to just listen to it while they're doing their gardening and things like that.
Shout out to Lyric, by the way. Lyric's awesome.
Shout out to him. Lyric is amazing. And so, you know, the consumption of the media is still always going to be there. Whether or not one is huger than the other, I don't think is, you know, I don't know. I think making all the options available is the most important thing. And whether or not more is on one or the other, that's where your dynamic ability comes in. What are you going to focus more on then if people are, yes, I said more on, people are doing things like that. So, I mean, you're doing so awesome getting people in, and you're saying, okay, look, you're reaching this audience if you come on my show. And, you know, you could be a pioneer of the show. And you also have friends, right, that are pretty hella famous, author wise and things like that can come on the show, you know, a lot for you when you're in a pinch. Like, you've had people not able to make it, and you could call one of them up and they've been more than happy to come on your show for you.
Yeah,
so,
like Octavius.
No,
Octavius is my most
I'm not famous, but I'm talking about your
I know.
your famous friends, and they still offered up their time and coming on your show. And it's not because they want to promote themselves. They want to help you out because they love you and they think that you're doing a great job, and they want to support you.
Yeah.
So,
and those guys are all awesome, and I appreciate them so much.
A sidekick? No, I'm the
I'm
sidekick. I'm the
I'm the
sidekick.
sidekick.
Are we going to argue? I want to be Robin.
I want to be Robin. Wait, let me get my trench coat and sunglasses. Damn it!
Oh no!
I want to be Octavius. I'm
Oh, my
Octavius. Damn it!
Are you salty? You don't look salty.
I'm salty.
You just look like you're gonna arrest me because I let my insurance lapse on my vehicle right now.
Hey, listen, your tabs are expired, Octavius.
Oh.
Your tabs are expired, and you need to redo your tabs, and you're gonna go to prison for at least a weekend.
Can I serve my drunk tank and tabs expiring concurrently? Is that a thing?
That's up to Bentley. Bentley gets to make that decision for you.
Thank you, Poncherelli. Appreciate it. What have you been doing the past 888 years? And no, the Highlanders keep a low profile, Sunstrider. That's how Highlanders work.
Speaking of the Highlander.
Oh no! Now what?
Our last show of the Game Masters Workshop was this weekend. We had the crew from Evil Genius Games, and they have that Highlander RPG, and they're going to be at Gen Con doing a Highlander tournament, tournament. So,
where's the Gen Con located?
That's going to be in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Nice. Are you going to attend?
I am not. I'm not going to be there for
You're not going to make it to that?
I'm not.
That's okay. Yeah. If you guys can make it down there, that would be super great. And just tell them that wear your Epic Realms gear and tell them that he sent you, but it's not the last one. It's just the latest. I think Epic misspoke there. It's not the last Game Masters. He's going to have more of those. The latest one. And I think those are like, you know me, I had my first D&D campaign with Steven, Pixel, Bentley, and Redneck Jedi. And so I'm very much a novice in the D&D stuff. But as I'm playing this stuff, watching some of this, like Game Masters Workshop, like this is what you want to do in the game. This is what you want to do when you're the participant, right? And then kind of kind of what DMs are kind of looking for. And every DM's different, obviously, but this is what, you know, they're looking for. And this is maybe how you want to try to role play. And some of that stuff has been super valuable to me while I've been trying to navigate the new world of D&D and doing it on live, you know, like with people versus like a computer role-playing game, which is different.
Yeah. Epic used to be a huge, big fan. What do you mean used to be a big fan of the Highlander? What do you mean used to be? What's that shit?
Adrian Paul has not, he's aged a lot.
He's aged a little bit.
Duncan MacLeod. How dare you say Adrian Paul is Duncan MacLeod?
Duncan MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. We were talking earlier, so this is a fun tie-in. So when we first started the stream today,
that was an okay show.
I had the sunglasses and I had the leather coat, but my leather coat was a trench coat. And so off on the side, I was talking about all of my trench coats. I used to have long hair down to here because Adrian Paul had long hair like the Highlander.
Long hair, yep.
I had trench coats. I had like 3. I had a denim trench coat. I had my leather trench coat. I had so many trench coats. They were all because I liked Highlander. I wore them because Adrian Paul was cool as shit.
Yeah.
That is the reason. And he currently does, he currently trains. He actually is a master swordsman and he trains people. He has a whole program on
I didn't know that.
Training. Yeah.
That's interesting.
The show got him interested in being a
I was
sword
gonna
master.
say.
Yeah, because of the show he got interested in. And I may or may not have recently gotten his contact information, but have not sent in a message yet to get him on the podcast.
I thought you were gonna say I may or may not have gotten a sword and started training myself. So.
No, I may or may not have his contact information.
Oh my god!
And
denim trench coat. Denim trench coat is a Canadian tuxedo.
God, that thing was so freaking warm. It was so warm. You know, as hindsight, it was ugly as it was a denim trench coat. But it was also like a freaking quilt. And let me tell you, I don't care how ugly it was. If it was cold out, you could get anybody you wanted to come and snuggle under your denim quilt with you anywhere you went. Wait, what? Yep.
Really?
Yeah, you're just like, oh, are you cold? Here, let me warm you up.
I need to write this down. Is that? Oh my god.
Yep. Facts.
Am I right, ladies?
Grinder says he might be able to find an old picture of me wearing it. Maybe.
Grinder,
I just got rid of that a couple
favor.
Years ago. I just
do
got
us a
rid of
favor.
that
Let's see it.
Sure
let's hear it. We won't sit.
I'm sure
we won't sit.
I mean, the trench coat that I was wearing earlier, I used to wear to the ring when I was wrestling. That leather trench coat, I would wear to the ring for wrestling.
Do you have? I haven't. Would you consider showing some Epic Realms wrestling footage? Do you have something that you could cut?
Oh, time's up. Time's up. I guess we can't. Hold on. Let me mute Octavius. Saved by the bell. Saved by the. Oh, look.
Unbeknownst to Epic Realms, replace the end of the round bell with the beginning of the round bell.
The bell is not round.
It is round.
No,
the bell is literally round.
It's like a square.
It's
like
round.
We need more cowbell. More cowbell.
It's not
like
a cowbell.
cowbell.
It's not a cowbell, Christopher.
It's a cowbell.
Can you say I don't like marsupials because they're fast in Christopher?
I don't like marsupials because they're fast.
Thank you. I love that so much.
Wow.
It's awesome.
You gotta say wow. There's
always
always a lead into impersonations. If you have some sort of impersonation, there's always something that's like a get you into that mode. And for me, it's wow. Once I say wow, you get in there and you've got it. It's like right there.
Yep.
To do the impersonations.
Bentley needs that too. A little bit of inspiration to do her impersonations as well. Like
impersonations.
Prince
of impersonations.
My bottle of wine is gone, and now I've drinking.
They've only
my
redeemed
third
2
glass
drinks.
of,
They've only redeemed the drink twice tonight, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I drank two of these rums, and I poured a third, so that's what's happening.
They haven't even redeemed the third pour yet.
I just drink. It doesn't matter. Redneck had camouflage overalls. How did anybody find you?
And me, mate.
There it is. There's the third refill.
Pixel. Thanks.
Thanks, Pixel. I had to say it. I
should do a
Grinders
one
tonight's
shot.
MVP.
A one shot. What? Okay. You got to do at least one of the one shots. What one of the one? Do you do one shots?
Where are you reading it? I'm back. I'm way back on the chat.
Hairline Fracture said that. Do you do one shots? Or I thought that was. I thought that.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. I know what he's talking about.
I thought that the blind GM did those.
No. Hold on a sec. Let me take my first ship of my Pixel.
Your first ship of your ship of your ship shot. You doing a ship shot?
I'm gonna put you in a ship.
Oh, I just shipped myself.
You shipped your pants?
I shipped my pants. I just shipped my drawers.
Shipped. SHIPPT. PP.
Right.
I had to PP. Shipped to my pants. So what Hairline Fracture is referring to is coming up probably in June is going to be, I'm doing a series of, I'm not going to say they're one shots. I'm going to say they're shorts because a game might last more than one game, but they are going to be tabletop RPGs where I'll make pre-gen characters and people will get to play characters in our world that you see on stream. So it'll be in the same world as the Old School 3, same world as the Stolen Soul, same world as the Mordog Chronicles, same world as the Sandpoint Adventures were. It's in that world, and people will get to play their own characters in that world. And Hairline Fracture is saying, you, Oct8vious, need to play in one.
Oh my God. And King Chava, we're just doing shenanigans. It's basically whatever we come up with to talk about. And
I mean, technically, the timer just went off, and the timer just went off.
Oh, is it over? You want to be done?
Did you not hear the alarm? Did you not hear the alarm?
I slept through it.
Oh, that does
I
not
slept through
surprise me.
it.
But welcome in, King Chava. Yeah, we're talking. King Chava is also going to be at the. King Chava is like me and Roddy Mama when it comes to the Octidentity Con, where we were all afterthoughts. Here's the promo, the official promo. There's Oct8vious and there's Identity, and they're like, we're gonna have this convention that's all about us.
That's not
Fuck
the
you
way
other
it happened.
people. You're not invited.
It's not.
Oh,
it's not the way it happened.
Maybe you may. Yeah. Now that you're upset about not being invited, yeah, you can come. You can come. And King Chava is one of those people. He's like me and Roddy Mama, where we're gonna be there, but like we were an afterthought. We were an afterthought on this thing right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hurt my eyeballs. They rolled back so far in my head that they hurt now. That's not what happened. That's not what happened.
That's exactly.
He was going to be there, and I was like, hey, I can be there too. And then it become a lot of other people said they can come. And so then we decided to make it a con and open it up for everybody. Everyone is invited. Really, everyone.
After we complained about not being invited. We're invited after we said, well, we can be there too. Why weren't we invited? I was invited by Roddy Mama. And then after that, it's like, Identity's like, oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, I suppose you can come. Yeah, I guess you can be invited to Epic, I guess. Maybe now that you've already been upset. Yeah, we're afterthoughts, King Chava. We are afterthoughts. You and I, we're like brothers in the afterthought world of afterthoughts.
Coming soon to a tabletop near you. It's the afterthoughts. The afterthoughts. Guess what? Wrestling footage. The lyric says wrestling footage. Oh my God, that's not true. Pixel, listen, you are in my bank. You know what kind of bank. You're always in my bank.
In the bank. And again, that's the
your good old bank. That's
voicesagainstcancer.org. Great fundraiser. Convention. Yeah. Lots of people are going to be. I hear the Emperor is going to be there. The Emperor, the guy that played the Emperor in Star Wars is going to be there.
Oct8vious is going to be there.
Oct8vious is going to be there. Identity Crisis.
Identity Crisis FU.
Yeah, Octidentitycrisis.fu.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is a mouthful.
Monkey Swag said that's a lot of lotion. It was on that picture. If you go back and look, that's a Costco size bottle of lotion, I think.
Oh, I thought you meant my Costco size bottle of rum. Look at that. The only spiced rum that I drink of all of my rums is this one. Oh, I love it.
And Epic has small hands, guys. So that is an actual 5-gallon bucket of rum.
I put it up against my freaking skull. It has nothing to do with the size of my hands, Oct8vious. Yeah, I got this, and here's the best part. I got this bottle last week.
This guy is an alcoholic.
I mean,
That's
I
good,
may
though.
have
That's
poured
good.
I have a keg downstairs that I poured it into, so I
Yeah.
really only drank about this much in the last week.
See what? It's all a show. This is all
It's all a
smoke
show.
and beers
It's all fake.
on
It's
Epic
all fake.
Realms.
It's not real.
It's all
It's
fake.
just
I'm not even here. I am
not.
actually
He's
an
not.
animatronic version of Octavius, since he couldn't actually get the real Octavius here. I'm just an AI doing mouth movements like a Muppet. He's just leaving. He's just leaving his own stream. Oh, we got a little skin there. You're welcome, ladies. There we go. Oh, now he's putting on the jacket. Okay. There we go. All right. Well, let's see who wore it better. I guess that's what we're doing. We're doing an episode of Who Wore It Better. I've got the old I got the old Epic Realms.
I'm Oct8vious. Oct8vious.
Who wore it better? Who wore it better? That's the question. I mean,
Epic's not
really?
the one here that left his own stream.
Mm-hmm.
I also never like got put into the sleeping stream. I also never. Got
I don't
put into
remember
sleeping.
that Sunstrider. Della.
Oh, it's Oct8vious. It's Oct8vious.
It's Oct8vious. Oh, before I forget, Epic, can I tell you something quick here?
Yes, you can
about
tell me something quick. You can tell me something long.
It's about what's that about? But anyway, I need to tell you this about Della Undercover.
Okay.
So this is in relation to Diablo 4. Della Undercover, our very own Della Undercover, was selected to be one of the main streamers for Diablo 4 by Blizzard.
Really?
So she is on the list for the streamer to go to get like the special cosmetics and things, and also if you give her a couple of subs, you get a horse or like a mount or something for the game. But anyway, she is the special mount. No, she's not.
Whoa.
Okay. Sorry, Della.
I ain't there. Do I need protection? No.
Della,
Wait, what?
Oops. Okay, listen.
Look at
That's
her
not what I
horse. Her horse is amazing. Give it a lick. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I
tastes like
misspoke.
the raisins.
Della. Okay, to each other's out. Don't wait. What? Yep. Listen, I said, nope. We're not going to repeat that, Della. It's fine. Listen. Nope. Della is officially on the list for Diablo 4. So if you guys are looking to get the mounts, getting the cosmetics, let's go ahead and drop into Della Undercover. Hopefully I'm going to contact Della and Zhao. Hopefully I can play some Diablo 4 with them in the upcoming weeks. But we still have to hash that
replay,
stuff up.
Della Undercover as it's spelled, but Della Undercover.
Yeah.
Is
Della
the name
Undercover
right here on
for
Twitch.
Diablo 4. Yeah, we need to play together. Yeah, we do.
That's my
So.
Oct8vious off. What? Because I'm Oct8vious, right? Because I.
Are we gonna have a poll? I can do a poll in your fucking stream too. You did a poll in my stream. I'm polling.
I've never done a poll in
You
your
do
stream.
a poll every goddamn time.
I don't do a poll. They are not polls. They're something else entirely. I do predictions, not polls.
Mm-hmm.
Predictions, completely different. Who wore it better?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me. Look at me.
Let's
I'm
see.
Oct8vious.
Nope.
I'm all special.
Did somebody already do the poll? I don't know.
Yeah, because you don't even know how to do a poll.
I did. I'm doing it.
I don't
doing
see
the
it.
poll.
I don't see a poll.
I've erected
here we
a
go.
poll.
No, like for instance,
Hey.
if I say peanut butter and
Ladies.
Peanut butter and ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies. I love that
Peanut
one.
butter and ladies.
Peanut butter and ladies.
These
I love
are
that
a
clip.
few of my
Thank you, Griner, for
favorite
playing Peanut Butter and
things.
Ladies.
Mm,
I love that one.
mm. I missed an option? I don't think so. Because he's an afterthought, Bentley. Ooh.
I am an afterthought.
Nope, you're on the list. You're on the list here. Oh, fuck off this poll.
Who made the poll? I mean, who made the poll? Who made the poll? Who made it?
You're not. How are you trying to be me? I don't know. That's not a thing.
I mean, are you sure you're not just trying to be me? I mean, I wore it long before either of us streamed.
I wore your shirt before you did.
I mean, you don't even have an Oct8vious shirt. I'd love to wear an Oct8vious. If I had an
I don't have any
Oct8vious shirt, I would have worn
Uh-huh.
Octavius shirt. Let's be honest.
I don't have an Octavius. I don't have any merchandise.
Maybe I'll just make one and put it on my merch store. Here's my merch store, Octavius
You're
merchandise.
gonna steal. That's fine. Everybody steals my shit.
I'm like Identity Crisis.
Identity Crisis just takes my 8-ball and puts it on his stream. So I guess you can just have a. Oh no.
I have to remember. Look at that. People are burning all their channel points to win.
It's this one, and then it's this one, and then it's that one, and then we're dancing. We're dancing on the controller. We're dancing. Dancing on the controller.
I even have a prop.
Don't know what these buttons do, but we're doing them anyhow. I'm failing bad, yeah.
And we go to get like cocaine and waffles.
No, like for instance, if I say peanut butter and
ladies.
Yeah.
There we go.
Peanut butter and ladies.
Thank you, King Chava, for peanut butter and ladies.
We will have Identity Con shirts before Octavius shits. Are we wiping our shits with the shirts? Is that what's happening? Identity Crisis. I don't currently have to poop. So, I mean, you might be right. I have to poop eventually. Eventually, I will poop. So you've got probably a 24-hour period. You got 24 hours to get.
We have 30 people in stream, but we have 34 votes and 28 votes. Did you set it up for channel point redemptions?
I might have done that.
So what you're saying is you spent. So that's what you're doing. You're spending your own channel points.
I'm not.
You're cheating.
Look, I am not.
This is sus. This is so
sus.
If
I participate, then I can't end the poll. So I can't participate.
But yeah, you can because it's a poll. It's not a.
Cockdenity realm con. There we go.
There we go.
A bent cockdenity.
But Bentley's not coming.
Yeah, well, she will be if it's a bent cock.
I mean,
Bentley
will come whenever I tell her to, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. The poll doesn't need a Montendit. Sunstrider, shut the fuck up. Don't tell anybody that.
Don't be suspicious. No, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. No, don't be suspicious.
I am suspicious. I didn't think it was possible to have a more delightfully ridiculous episode than Mucky's, but here we are. Oh my. Okay.
I mean, we kind of knew this was gonna happen. That was kind of like
we kind of.
You know, I sat there and I was like, "How am I gonna follow up with Mucky?" The only way is with Oct8vious.
I always come from behind. No. Anyway, Mucky was amazing, you guys. There is a comparison is the Thief of Joy. So there's no comparison. Mucky is amazing, and Mucky does Mucky things. And that episode is available, on the podcast stuff, right? The Off the Podcast.
It is available on VOD.
YouTube.
It is not on YouTube yet, but
okay,
let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Tell
me, Oct8vious.
I will tell you, Oct8vious.
Thank you, Oct8vious.
So this week on YouTube, I'm just going to tell you our YouTube schedule.
This week on YouTube,
you're going to get the Michelle Franklin episode. Who's an author? The Michelle Franklin podcast episode, which is currently available on podcasts. All of our podcasts are available now. But Michelle Franklin, the video is going to be available on YouTube this week on Wednesday. Otis Frampton will be available on June 14th.
Nice.
The Off the Pod with Dilly the Doe will be available June 21st. The Nathan Lowell podcast episode will be available on YouTube June 28th. Again, that's currently available on YouTube right now and here on Twitch. And the Mucky McFly is currently available here on Twitch as a VOD and will be available on YouTube July 5th.
Nice.
And all of the podcast episodes, not the Off the Pods, but all of the Epic Realms podcasts are available anywhere you get your podcasts.
Where are these podcasts off the pod podcasts? Are they not available on the podcasting?
Off the pod podcasts are not podcasts, so they're not podcasts, so they're not going to be on podcasts. They are off the pod podcasts, so they're either going to be available on Twitch or on YouTube.
I see. So off the
if
pod
you can't find them,
literally off the pod.
If you can't, they're literally off the pod. They are not on the pod. For now. I might later down the road do that. I might put them in pod form sometime in the future.
Wait a minute. What about our residuals contract?
That's what do you mean? How do you think I make money?
Oh my God. Am I doing this for free?
I mean, yes. I mean, no. Technically, no. You're not doing
Okay.
it for free. You know why?
Uh-huh.
You know why?
Why? Tell me why.
What's on your head besides your headphones and your glasses?
Oh, I get free Epic Realms hats and shirts. Cool. Actually, did I not buy this shirt? I think it did.
You keep telling
I think
you
I actually
don't
did.
say that. You keep telling Identity Crisis
Oh,
you got it for free.
I mean, thank you for sending me this shirt. I also have Epic Realms underwear. It's TOS if I show you.
I mean, and it's even autographed and worn. Pre-worn
Yeah.
underwear. We've already
Yep.
established that Oct8vious likes to wear other people's underwear. So
What?
no,
Don't tell people that.
don't tell people that.
Yeah.
Are you guys literally gonna let Oct8vious win this poll? Or are
Look
you
at
gonna
that.
Let me win the poll. Sorry, you gonna
No.
let me win
Why?
the poll?
Who does Octavius better? It looks like I am losing by a landslide. Right now, it's currently 175 votes to 119 votes for the actual motherfucking the OG Octavius is losing badly. Epic Realms apparently is a better.
I don't know. My
Octavius than
phone, where I've been
Octavius.
cheating, says that you're
Uh-huh.
winning. So I mean, I'm. Oh, sorry. Was that loud?
Yeah. What do you mean? You're cheating? Who's cheating?
No, I'm
You're
totally not
cheating.
cheating. I'm totally not cheating.
Oh, Epic Realms is cheating. Look at the
I would
cheater
never
calling
cheat.
the
I would
cheater
never
cheating on
cheat.
his own cheats.
It definitely won't
Wow.
say. It definitely won't
I don't need
say.
to cheat, dude. I don't need to cheat. I don't
It
need
definitely
to cheat.
won't say that Captain Maxwell Drake voted like 70 times.
Yeah, the votes must not be counting the salt content. Clearly, I'm not. I have Epic Realms' underwear. He's not talking merch. It was literally,
That's where they
Epic's.
went. God, I was just telling Curly Girl today, like, where did all my underwear go? I need to go buy some underwear. They all just freaking disappeared. Now I know Matt House has been taken. Now I know why I'm like, I gotta go to,
And
I gotta
that
run
and
to
that-
Target and buy
you
some
know,
more underwear.
and before anybody asks, tidy whities.
Boxers. I don't get tidy whities. I only wore tidy whities when I'm wrestling.
Lies.
I only wore tidy whities when I'm wrestling.
Footage now.
You
Let's
have
see
to wear
some.
you have to either wear tidy
Can
whities or
you-
G-strings when you're wrestling because you
Right.
got to hold your stuff.
Because you don't want your
Yeah, you gotta
two
hold your
bits-
stuff in place.
You
'cause
don't
when
you
take
don't
a
want
bump-
it. You don't want it jubbling around. But listen, what do you think about having just a little? Are you why do you resist the footage of the Epic Realms wrestling?
Why
Because
did we bring
it'd
this
be
back
cool.
up again? God dang it!
Because we did. We're in the post after shenanigans.
I thought
We're
I
in
posted on my Discord
We're
multiple
after
times.
we're
I thought
after
I-
the shenanigans discharge is what this part is. So
Because from that era, recording like videotapes, recorded wrestling was crap,
yeah.
and the matches were as well.
But
And
that's
my
not the
wrestling-
point.
No, it was.
That's not the
but
point.
I'm pretty
We
sure
wanna
I
s-
posted some of them.
Have you?
in
Okay.
in
Well,
the
I think
Discord.
we need a revisitation. Maybe an actual like channel that says this is Epic Realms wrestling, and then we could go in there where they're all just don't let anybody else, post in there, and then it's just all of your things, and then we can enjoy again and again and again and again.
and again.
Yeah.
Or just watch it once and be like, "What the hell is this shit?" What is this
I personally think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. It takes a lot of heart and dedication and hard work to pull off some of the stuff that those guys do. And I think there's a lot of work ethic involved. And Epic didn't leave because he couldn't make it or didn't have the work ethic or anything like that. It was just a health issue for you. You couldn't basically do it.
Most of it, yeah.
That was basically
that was
most of it.
90% of it. That was 80, 70, 60, 60% of it was health.
Also there's anything that you do when you're trying to make it in the business, doing things in any of these famous businesses. Fuck
Epic
you.
Realms,
Also,
55%.
that is
Identity
fucking
Crisis
ridiculous.
contributed 13,600 channel points. Identity Crisis making up. I will get rid of this picture right here because let's be honest. Identity Crisis invited me, and I feel like I'm included. I feel like I'm included on it.
What? Oh, okay. Is that the fucking? Is that the?
I feel like
is that what happened? Identity Crisis voted all these fucking votes, and now you won. Is that what happened?
And you know what?
That's fine.
He was meaningful when he said he meant to invite me originally.
Really? That's fine. The Empire will fucking strike back, bitch. You are getting your oh my god.
You are a pirate.
Della Undercover said,
Della.
I'm sorry I only had 8,900 points, but I put them on Octavius.
I love you, Della.
I love you too, Della. Thank you guys so much. That was well worth it.
Thank you,
Identity
Della.
Crisis. I kind of forgive you, sort of, just like you kind of forgive me for all the things that I've said about you in the past. So there we go.
Yeah.
See, now Octavius is impersonating me. See, it works. It works
Yeah.
both ways, guys. It works both ways. Who should we raid, Octavius? Who should we raid out to?
I didn't know I had to come up with somebody.
You don't have to come up with somebody. I can come up with somebody.
No, okay. No, well, let me take a look. Let me take a look at what we want to do.
Read what Nugget said. I used all my points earlier to make you both drink. We drank.
No, I don't think Nugget did that. What did
Oh.
Nugget say? Read what Nugget said. What did Nugget say? What did Nugget say? No, before that. She said if both isn't an option, then Epic. Octavius can get.
It says so. Nugget says you're both wearing it better. Better than who?
We're both wearing it better.
Better than who?
That means we're both awesome.
Oh.
As we wear our things.
Look at our horse. Our horse is amazing.
Why do you want to raid out? We're having so much fun. How dare you? Do you have to go to bed or something?
I've got to pee, and the show. We finished our shenanigans story.
Okay, well that's fine. If you need to go. I'm not like Mucky. Like it's literally at 2 a.m. And
Do you know how long it takes? Do you know how long it takes for it to render after I edit this to get it ready for YouTube on a freaking 3.5-hour stream? It takes 4 hours for it to render.
Oh, sounds like first world problems.
Wow. Wow. FYI, guys, I am going to be back tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is the late night mop. You guys voted for it with your channel points. It's a horror stream where I get to wet myself.
He will scream. He will
have my
scream
heart
like
rate.
a baby.
I do scream like a baby. I'm going to have the heart rate monitor on. You can view the heart rate monitor, see me crap myself in the heart rate monitor stream. Late night mop is tomorrow. Late night mop is the game. It's a horror.
What time does that
jump scare
start?
Stream. 6 p.m. Central Time. 6 p.m. Central Time. Wednesday.
That sounds good.
I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but Wednesday is the 2-year anniversary of the Epic Realms podcast. So we're gonna do something. I might just open it up. I might just open it up to our mods and our friends to come in and just join randomly whenever they want in an open forum discussion. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think that's
open
what we're
forum.
Gonna do. Yeah, open forum. So all of our
people
mods
can just pop in.
Yeah, people can just pop in and chat and hang out and talk about the podcast and stuff. And I'm just gonna
we have to. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so we have to. So the terms are.
I said
we can
end
pop
stuff.
In,
I said
we
talk
have
about
to
the
talk
podcast
about you.
and stuff. Well, yeah.
But the end stuff is like if we don't talk about you and all about you, you'll unpin my shit or delete messages that are related to me. And I feel like you just want everything to be about you.
I am dressed like Octavius, right? So that tracks.
You're a son of a bitch, you know that. Can Nugget tell you a joke?
Of course.
Octavius,
especially if it's a dad joke. Octavius, guys, if you don't know Octavius, this guy loves the dad jokes. This guy over here, he loves the dad jokes.
I hate dad jokes.
He loves the best dad jokes.
The
dad jokes are the best.
Yeah, the random Brit is Jamaican. He sometimes is.
Epic might become the new Octavius. He looks the look better. Why can't we both look awesome? Because we're like brothers from a different mother. We both look badass.
You basically look like you're going to reprimand me for parking over the line a little bit on your little rent-a-cop scooter, that's what you look like.
Yeah, and that's kind of also what you actually you look more like you're gonna
look-
ask me like get to the chopper. You look like you're gonna say get to the chopper. Epic Realms, Epic Realms, get to the chopper. Give me a hand. Give me a hand, Octavius.
Dude. Okay, that's enough of that. Wait a minute. Why did the bird get in trouble at school, Epic Realms? Why?
I don't know.
For tweeting on a test. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of stretching it even for me. I mean,
That was in Bentley's nugget joke. Read your chat, dude.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, I guess it's okay.
Oh no!
Come on, Dad.
Oh
Nugget,
no!
Nugget. We expect better from Nugget. Nugget is far more creative than that.
Listen
Nugget
to me,
is
Nugget.
far more creative. I know that Nugget can give us a
Nugget.
better
That was a
joke than that.
fantastic joke.
Nugget,
Epic
you
can
can do
get
better.
fucking wrecked. I loved it, and I
better
don't
from
like
you.
dad jokes, and I hate dad jokes, but I loved that joke. Epic Realms. Clearly not the
Expects
best
better.
Octavius.
I expect
Clearly
better.
not the best Octavius. Clearly not.
I have higher standards for Nugget than Octavius does, apparently, because I think Nugget can do better than that.
Nugget is amazing.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. Can totally do better than that. Why can't your nose be 12 inches long?
What's that about?
Pixel, would you care to extend the answer, because then it would be a foot? It would be a foot.
I don't get it.
Nugget equals best mod ever.
Because then it would be a foot.
I mean, have you ever seen that movie with Steve Martin? I'm just saying.
Pixel, how are you
Not
feeling?
saying,
Are
just
you
saying.
still sick? Are you still sick? Are you still
She's probably
ill?
sick
I
of
feel
our
like
shit.
she's still sick.
She's
probably
sick of
still
us.
feels
Sick
sick.
of us.
Pixel, are you still ill? Do you need medicine?
We are born
no.
to be kings. We're the
Oh,
princes of
no.
Octavius.
Now we're dad joking. Now we're dad joking. Look at what you started. Oh my God! What
Octavius
does a
loves the dad
baby?
joke. This guy
what does
loves the dad joke.
I hate the dad jokes.
He
What
loves the
does the
dad
baby computer call his father? I don't know. What does a baby computer call his father?
Here's a sad dad joke for you. Data. What does the baby computer data? Oh, data. I love it. I love it. How does a barber drive to work? He takes shortcuts. I love telling Octavius dad jokes on his stream, especially when I call him while he's streaming.
Yeah. Della, I measure in metric too, because and then it seems bigger. Because the numbers are bigger. Yeah. Centimeters.
Centimeters, millimeters, octometers, octometers.
Octometers?
Octometers? Why not?
Yeah. An octimeter. What has 4 wheels and flies?
What has 4 wheels and flies?
A garbage truck.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like flies, like the insects. I was like, I'm sure it has something to do with the insect.
I stayed up all night wondering where the sun went, and then it dawned on me.
Why didn't one get together with 3? They weren't ready to try a threesome. Get it? A threesome? Because it's a sum.
No, I get a threesome just about every Saturday night, so I get it. Trust me.
He doesn't, guys. He's
all
lying.
the time.
He's lying. Trust me, I know I'm dressed like him.
Yeah, you get the residuals. You get the bat cleanup.
Do you know the difference between? Wait, let me think.
Okay.
Do you know the difference between a frog and a horny toad?
No.
A frog says ribbit, ribbit, and a toad says rub it, rub it. The horny toad
Nuggets
says,
in
rub it.
Nugget is in chat, by
What's
the
not
way.
my fucking problem? It says
how
18 plus. It says 18 plus. It's her mom's fault.
How do celebrities keep cool? I know this one.
They have a lot of fans.
Yeah, that's
Usually they only have fans.
I have, yeah. Oh my god, your mom puts her feet in potato salad. Just saying. Feet pics.
There's one
Pun
about
enters the room, kills 10 people. Pun in 10 dead. Pun in 10 dead.
There's an elevator one. There's a dirty elevator dad joke too.
Yeah, we don't need that though.
But
I don't
I'm
think we
trying
need
to remember what
dirty
it is.
elevator. What kind of music do chiropractors like? Hip hop.
Hip
Oh,
hop.
boy.
Having sex in an elevator is wrong in many levels. Or so many levels, or something like that.
Second floor, hardware, children's wear, ladies' lingerie. Oh, good morning, Mr. Epic. Going down.
Oh.
You had a date last night. It was perfect. Tonight, I'll try grape. Try a grape? Nope.
No.
Bentley, that's a bunch of jokes that I can't say on stream, right? Is that I can't say any of that, right, Bentley?
What kind of tea is hard to swallow? Reality. I love it.
Oh my god.
Hey
Bentley, I can't.
How many
DM me
people?
if
How
I
many
can do
people
that
right now
joke.
are googling dirty dad jokes? I'm just curious.
Yeah, no googling. How dare?
They're
How very
cheating.
dare? Cheaters. You have to learn. You have to know them off the cuff, off the top of your head. Off the top of your head. I don't see a DM, Bentley. You need to stop me from doing the grape jokes.
I'm still waiting on Oct8vious to tell me who the hell we're rating.
Yeah, you are. Bentley says, ha 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 ha. Also, Bentley is typing, Bentley is typing, Bentley is typing, Bentley is typing, Bentley is typing. I mean, do it. No, Bentley. No, I'm censoring my own self. So.
Did you hear about the flower that went on a date with another flower? It's a budding romance. Aww. Aw, Sunstrider, that's so adorable. So adorable. Ooh, 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 so adorable.
Wow. Isn't that the little girl with the backpack who did a lot of exploring? There's your dad joke. Boom. And I did a dad joke after the dad joke.
You did a dad joke.
That's how
about the dad
good
joke.
I am. I did a dad joke. It's dad joke inception. You're welcome. You're fucking welcome.
Everybody's like typing them in, and I'm like, I kind of want to know if I like read one of the setups, but read the wrong punchline.
I think you should. I think you should do
All
that.
right, so
Why
Pixel
couldn't
next-
the bad sailor? Oh, wait, okay. Where
ahead.
are you at? Where are you at here? The bad sailor one?
Yeah,
or
bad
are you...
sailor. Why couldn't the bad
Okay.
sailor learn the alphabet?
Oh, because of nope. I can't say that joke either.
We'll skip down. Here's the question.
Nope.
We'll do the pageant question. Do you know? Did you know diarrhea is hereditary? Because he always got lost a C.
Damn, that's almost funnier than the actual answer.
Hey,
What's the actual
Oct8vious,
answer?
here's
Runs
one.
in your genes.
So
It runs in
me
your
being
genes.
a character that plays a pirate, we used to play a pirate at Renaissance festivals. I have a lot
Okay.
of these. I have a lot of these like seagoing, piratey, sailor, mermaid, whatever jokes. Let's see if I can remember this. This is one of my favorite ones that I used to say. Big sigh.
I don't feel well.
Why does a mermaid wear seashells?
Why doesn't a mermaid wear seashells?
Why does a mermaid wear
Oh.
seashells?
I don't know about the 3 seashells.
A mermaid. The reason that a mermaid wears seashells is because B shells are too small and D shells are too big. What did the ocean say to the shore? Nothing. It just waved.
Wow. I think I'm getting an actual headache.
Where does a
Why
waiter
is
with
all
one
this?
leg work? IHOP. That should be a pirate. Where does a pirate with one leg work? IHOP.
Wow. What's a pirate's favorite letter? Probably
There are so
R.
many
I'm
answers to
gonna
that.
say R.
You
Probably
might say
R.
it's the C. But they also like to say R.
Yeah. What did the mermaid wear to her math class? And
In algebra. Nice! I love it, Pixel! If I were still performing, I'd write that down.
I don't like quick maths. It's not good.
Algebra.
What do you call a pig that does karate? It's a pork chop, apparently. A pork chop. Chop chop. Hey Nugget, look at Epic not laughing at your jokes. Look at Epic. Look at him. Look at him not laughing. Current face, no laughter. What a meanie.
How do you know? I've got my sunglasses on.
I think
I'm laughing on the inside.
I don't need to see your smize. It's fine. You have no expression. Why did the cookie go to the doctor? Yeah, he's feeling a bit crumbly. Yep. Oh, you got him. Got him, TM. There you go. There you go. I think I am a little happy that English is my second language, so I don't get everything. Oh, yep.
You would think it's R. You would think R, but their heart belongs to the sea. Yeah, but they might also say I. Because it's I, letter I.
I don't. Yeah, it's a mutiny over here in this stream.
I mean, a pirate pretty much loves all vowels. Whether it's I.
Why is that? Uh-huh. Oh. I mean, what is that? What's the O?
I mean, oh, you.
I don't get it.
Oh, you.
I don't. Nope.
Maybe they're like, hey. Hey. They're probably not E.
Oh my God, Epic! That joke lives in the realm where Bon Jovi is metal. Okay, that's where that lives.
I mean, would you say it's in the epic realm where Bon Jovi is metal? Because then that fits. Yes.
Less than epic realms. What's just okay realms? That's what we're on right now.
All right, guys. Where are we going? Where are we going?
I don't know. You got to read all the things. Every chat is going nuts. Going nuts with your dad jokes. Look at all the nuts. Look at all of them. Look at all of them. Good night, Pixel. Look at all the nuts. You got to read it. You got to read it. Got to read it.
All right, sorry.
How do you fix a crap pumpkin with a pumpkin patch? I went to the zoo the other day. There was only one animal in it. It was a Shih Tzu. It definitely was a Shih Tzu. Definitely. Why
before the crowbar was invented, crows simply drank at home. Even Oct8vious laughed at that. Oct8vious was like, I'm not gonna laugh, and he laughed. He laughed. Cheers, Oct8vious. At the crowbar.
Cheers. Crowbar. I'm gonna take you to a crowbar. I'm gonna take you to a crowbar. Woo! Only Identity Crisis knows what I'm talking about with that song.
Identity
and also
Crisis?
Bentley.
You mean Aftermath Crisis?
Aftermath Crisis.
Whatever.
This is all discharge.
Right there.
So, yep, it is. Why did the pirates wear eye patches? Because they can't afford iPad. It's very funny.
It is.
Good escape, Pixel. Okay, yeah, Pixel like just slowly moonwalks out of the room. Epic, you ever try to make you ever make your Epic area? Yeah. I mean, yeah, sometimes. Sometimes they do. We're all very much nutty here. Okay, so what do you have on the list? Do you have a list? I don't know.
By the way, FYI, guys,
hey,
here, let me show you guys something. Let me show you guys something.
Do you have a list?
I know Oct8vious can't see this, but just an FYI, just because
I can see it. I can see it.
There's another. There's the real Octidentity Con, is right there. That's what's going to happen at Octidentity Con.
What the fuck
real
is
After
that?
Effect is going to be Identity Crisis.
What the fuck is that?
Oct8vious.
What the fuck is that? Who did that? Is that the one you didn't want to show and post? Is that the fucking bullshit?
Why if you really want to know what's going to happen at Identity Con, these two, Oct8vious and Identity Crisis, they're just going to be like the two guys that are the same. You know what to expect. But then out of nowhere,
okay.
That's right.
Listen, I got your shit. I got your shit for your thing. We're gonna, if you don't.
He wants to talk identity freaking wars. He started. Did you start the war? Did you Didn't somebody start? You guys started the war against Epic Realms, And I've got Mucky McFly on my side.
How did we start the war with Epic Realms?
Oh, you didn't see that? You didn't see that talking shit?
The war just went into the Epic.
I didn't get invited
the war
to this
had
thing.
spread
That's how the
into
war
Epic
started. I
realm.
didn't get invited, so
Fine.
now the war
We're
begins.
fighting in the Epic realm. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Right there. Look at that.
I do look good. I have my magic lasso, Della, and I will make you tell the truth. Who wore it better? Della says Oct8vious.
That might be the case.
I have it for you here. Here, I'll put it. Do you want me to put it in chat or just tell you?
What do you want me to put in chat? What do you want to do?
Oh, the raid out. I got your person.
Yeah.
And she is doing a pirate cosplay, which works, and also playing TBD. It's one of our good friends, Hot Pink Yorkie. So you will love that.
Put the thing in the chat.
Oh, the link in the. I got to put the link or the name of the person.
Whatever, I don't care. Just so I can so I can do the raid. Well, I suppose you and Bentley can actually make the raid happen. So
well, there you go. There you go. Doing a pirate cosplay today, playing some Dead by Daylight. So yeah. Oh, never look as good. I don't think.
Hot Pink Yorkie. We are raiding, guys. Come along with the raid. Come along with us. You can use Oct8vious' raid emotes. You can use my raid emotes. You can use Bentley's raid emotes. You can use the generic raid emotes. I don't freaking care. Use the raid emotes. Say hello. Give your love to the Hot Pink Yorkie. We're going to go and give a raid, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. Guys, go and check out Oct8vious all week this week. He's going to be hanging out in all kinds of streams. Go and check him out, guys. Go and give a follow to Oct8vious with an 8. And again, tomorrow we're going to be back with some horror streaming for the Community Challenge rewards. Wednesday is the podcast 2-year anniversary.
Cheers, buddy. You work so hard. You are amazing. Love you. Cheers.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Oct8vious, for joining me for Off the Pod. Guys, take care. Have a great night. Follow along with the raid, and we will see you tomorrow, whether you're hanging out with Oct8vious, whether you're hanging out with Bentley, whether you're hanging out with me, Pixel Nix, or any of our community members. We love you all. Take care, and have a great night.